Hello everyone, and welcome to another stream. Ooh, I gotta adjust the camera on this. My face looks like a cherry tomato. Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Jesus Christ. We're on a hype train. I hope you're all doing well. As you can see, I'm still in the middle of setting up the new office. Working on the moon. Working on the moon. I'm on the moon now. Working on the room, working on the office and all that, so I hope you're all doing well. It's a work in progress still. Let me see what I have here in the chat. Chiba Hawk, thank you for 3 months, says huzzah. Ice Queen, thanks for 7 months, has switched to my Prime sub to you now, so highly caffeinated fry voice. Shut up and take my Bezos bucks! Highly caffeinated fry voice. Feel free to disown me after that. Stromboli for Wi-Fi, thanks for 200 bits. Says, sup Hannah, just got converted to full-time in my contract job making flu shots. You help me get through every day there. Have some promotion bits. Are you the person who puts the microchips in them? Just checking. Ice Queen, thanks for 30 bits, says, hype bits. Waller is me, thanks for gifting a sub. History Chick 96, thanks for 7 months. Bumble Homestead, thanks for 500 bits, says, thanks to everyone getting their shots. My husband is immunocompromised. He's getting his 3rd shot soon. And my kid is not quite old enough yet. Everyone who gets their shots helps protect people like them. Yes, everyone please get vaccinated. Narandia Owl, thanks for 3 months, says, to the moon! Cool Cat with 100 says, welcome back. Well, thank you. Psychotropic Thunder says, did I see Peter was claiming all his old predictions were just a meme in the comments of that terrible skit he did? No, I did not see that. That's pretty sad. Flannel is bored says, thanks for keeping me company while I grind in Final Fantasy Online. Honestly, based on what I've seen Sarah post about that, I don't know if you mean you're working on getting a bunch of XP by doing mundane things, or if you are virtually sexing people. It could be either. Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, every shot has a microchip placed in it with itty-bitty tweezers and love. Cast Iron Fan with 300 bits says, moon hype. Empty the Tank says, how are the kitties coping with the move? Very well, actually. I was surprised. Jack Clausen with 100 bits says, to the moon. We're at 68% to level 3. Amazing Physicist, thanks for 11 months, says, glad to be here so long. I'm so tired. First 6 days of school and haven't stopped planning, setting up meetings and everything else in 3 weeks. My students are good, but man, please send energy. Mike Lindell, anyone have his number? Uncle Bucket says, my friend texted me today that she's getting her shot in secret because her dad is convinced she'll die in 3 years if she gets it. That's really sad. The world is so sad nowadays. What's up with that? All right, let's adjust this camera. You guys let me know when it looks decent. I'm gonna adjust the camera stuff. Let's see. Because I'd like it to look blue in here, but I don't want to look this fucking red. I don't even know what to adjust for this. Biomancer, thanks for 100 bits. Maybe a little better. I still look very red. I mean, I am red, in fairness, but like... What if I just go all the way? What if I'm just completely fucking blue? I mean, that's a choice. That could be a choice I make. I could just be entirely... I could be, I'm blue abadi dabadai. Cast Iron Pan, thanks for bits. Appreciate it. Waller is me, thanks for gifting another sub. Your dad thinks you're going to turn into zombies because he took the shots. Ah, the zombie was coming from inside his brain all along. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. Did I hear about No offense, but this is kind of a funny question to me. Did you hear about the Taliban taking control of Afghanistan? No, I didn't hear about that at all. Yes, I heard about that. Jesus Christ. We're not talking about it today. That XY girl, thanks for 10 months. My sub baby is over term. I disappeared for an entire summer. Alright, this sub baby. What do you want to name this sub baby? Ice Queen says Blue Lives Matter, so I'm told. They were lying. Nick says, you blew it, Hannah. What if I just go the opposite direction? What if I'm just incredibly red? %46% of level 4. I need to turn down the saturation, probably. Yeah, the saturation's all the way up. That'd explain it. That's too black and white. That's probably close to what it actually is. I kind of wish these lights showed up better, though. Because they're purple, but they don't even look purple on camera. Show us your reptilian face. I don't know. Get us a level 5 and I'll consider it. Just Chess 7. Thanks for 100 bits. No more status quo. Thanks for 2 months. Says, how do I send messages with subs? This is my first sub. You just did it. Congrats. Flannel Sport says, who is the Taliban? What is Afghanistan? Don't worry about it. It has no international significance, right? Nothing important's been happening there for 20 years. Field Waddell, thank you for 8 months. Says, hey, Hannah, I haven't been around a lot lately. Hope your move went well and everybody involved is doing great. We're doing pretty good, thank you. 0M80, thanks for 8 months. Says, need to start thinking of names, Hannah. Did you see Vegan Teacher video comparing Gordon Ramsay to Hitler? I mean, is there a new one? Because she's done that before. 19% to level 5. Raven says, fuck with the flamers, you get burned. Put that on a t-shirt. Cast Iron Pan, thanks for bits. That XY girl says, Mewan McGregor for aforementioned stream, baby. Mewan McGregor. Well, that's what it is. Miss K's, thanks for 14 months. Sorry, I'm still a little tired today, everyone. I'm still dealing with the move stuff, so. I'm gonna be tired for a while. How about the contrast? What do we fuck with the contrast? What if I'm just a very red and pink face? Is this off-putting? I want to get to 0 viewers. Kirsten with 100 bits says, your new setup is going to look so cool when it's done. I think so. Vegabite, thanks for 5 months. Nick Snort, thanks for 14 months. I don't have any foundation or anything on today, so I am pretty naturally red. I really am probably just this red. It looks bad, though. Starling CJ with 100 bits. Morak Ben Eoth says, have some line art. At this point, she is in her time machine and has a taser in her left hand. This is your tabletop character. Cool. Strumbler for Wi-Fi says, the high contrast mode reminds me of the Five Nights at Freddy's for some reason. Jack Clausen, thanks for 100 bits. The Dynamite Jellyfish, thanks for 30, says, all hail Blueberry Hannah. 85% to level 5. It's probably suitable. I'm pretty red, so it's probably just what my face looks like right now. I just need to put on makeup. Raven says, the one takeaway of the Afghanistan situation is that they were never loyal to the American puppet government, so as soon as we left, of course they chose to defect to the Taliban. Yeah, from my understanding, the government, the provisional government that was set up was really corrupt, and the soldiers hadn't been paid in months, and the Taliban was like, we'll pay you. What did you think was gonna happen, you know? Flannel's board says, you look lovely. We paler ladies just look a little more red. No big deal. I guess so. Yeah, it really is. I don't want to talk about the Afghanistan thing very much today just because it's really depressing. But, like, it's a shitty situation. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad we left. There was nothing that we could have or whatever done. We shouldn't have gone in the first place. Ridiculous waste of time, money, and human life. Just fucked up basically all around. I don't know. It's just a really shitty situation. And I feel terrible for basically anyone in that country right now who isn't a hardline religious Muslim man. Women are about to have their rights stripped right back down to where they were. It's going to be really, really bad. And, you know, my thoughts go out to those people, but I don't know. I don't know. The United States wasn't helping the situation. Poetic Fox says, hey, Hannah, good to hear the move went well. And once more, you're going to help me close while I work at Lens Crafters in a dead mall. Fun. Arctic Angel says, I was just about to catch up on one of your VODs, but the notification for you doing live rang just then. Proof of conspiracy? Of course. We made it. We just made it to 100% of level 5 with like 10 seconds left. Good job, everyone. Bumble Homestead, thanks for 200 bits. E-Tune says, I had to tap out of the Mike Pillow Symposium stream. What was the ultimate result? Embarrassment. If you saw any of it, then you saw all of it. Just really embarrassing shit happening the whole time. It was bad. Alright, let me turn this music off. Alright, so the basic plan for today's stream is Peter. Peter has put out 1, 2, 3, 4 videos since we last checked him out. 4 videos since the Mike Lindell Cyber Symposium event. We're going to go ahead and see what he's talking about and how he's justifying that embarrassing excuse for an event. I would imagine he's going to say it was awesome and that he proved so much fraud even though nothing even close to that happened. Purple Nickel, thanks for 9 months, says Stream Baby. This is going to be this Stream Baby's name is going to be Hannah Peters. The Dynamite Jellyfish says only flex tape could fix Afghanistan. Holt ETR says with 15 months says, wait, which country is regressing into stripping women's rights? Yeah, I get it. I know. I didn't say Afghanistan is the only country. Okay. So anyway, like I said, we're going to watch some Peter videos today. 4 of them. 3 of them have to deal with actual stuff. 1 might just be a begging for money thing, which I get. It happens. But let's see how Peter's doing, considering Mike Lindell completely, ironically, shit the bed at his conference. Rublum says, Mine Pillow Guy embarrasses self on internet tonight at 11.
And we will win. We will win. And I want you to know that I'm going to continue to fight right by your side. We will do what we've done right from the beginning, which is to win. We've been doing a lot of winning. This is a terrible, terrible, painful struggle. The path ahead will not be easy,
not to
but
interrupt,
we will
but
win.
trans
We are going
rights.
to win.
Thank
Ultimately, we always win.
Welcome back, Patriots. The tides have finally turned. I have a lot
The tides have turned, guys. The tides have turned.
of exciting news for you guys. We have good news about us.
It wasn't a joke. You turned the stream on in the middle of a sentence.
Assange, good news about the Durham report. The country is waking up, stepping up. So much wonderful things happening. And I can't wait to share all this with you. My name is Peter Hanna, and this is Trump is Winning. Alright guys, let me dive right into it. First, click on the subscribe button on the bottom right.
Does he take that same poster and move it from room to room depending on where he's filming, or does he have multiple of the same poster of Donald Trump standing next to a lion in front of an explosion and an American flag? Like, did he buy him in bulk, or...
Right corner channel, because I provide a very high level perspective that's realistic on why we're winning.
The dynamite jellyfish, you've been making a mistake with Peter. You've been trying to use logic and reasoning when you should have been telling him aliens told you that Joe Biden is the president. No, see, then he would say my aliens are fake news. I'm being contacted by the evil aliens. Raven G says, I don't know if you've heard, but trans women are women. I know, shocker. Well, thank you. Rachology, thank you for subscribing.
Based on facts. So let me dive right into it. First of all, you have Assange, which I said there was going to be good news about. The court case, went through, and the judge in the UK ruled in favor of Assange, which means that he will be extradited in the US, and he will be freed soon. So,
doesn't extradited usually mean sent to a country to face some other criminal charge? I gotta look this up, because I don't follow the Julian Assange stuff. But, like, if you were let free, you'd be let free, you know what I mean? You wouldn't call that being extradited. Hydrate, will do. The video's too quiet, I'll turn it up in a sec, sorry. Let me see. This is from 5 days ago. Julian Assange loses court battle to stop U.S. expanding extradition appeal. That was 5 days ago. That doesn't sound good for him. U.S. lawyers appeal UK decision to block extradition. That's 5 days ago. U.S. authorities must drop politically motivated charges against Assange, says Amnesty International. UK judge backs U.S. appeal in Assange extradition case. Let's see what these articles say. We'll do BBC. U.S. extradition bid gets a legal boost. This was from 5 days ago. So the 11th. The United States has been given a boost in its bid to extradite Julian Assange, who is in prison in the UK. In January, a court in London ruled he could not be extradited because of concerns over his mental health and the risk of suicide in the US. I'll turn up Peter in a second. Dynamite Jellyfish says, tell Peter a wizard made of corn told you that Biden is president. He's dumb enough he could believe it. Guys, it's not a smart or dumb thing with Peter. He just only believes things he wants to hear. Okay? To be clear. A judge now ruled the U.S. government can be given more grounds to appeal against that decision. The U.S. prosecutors want to put the WikiLeaks founder on trial for hacking and disclosing classified information that include the identities of informants who were helping intelligence agencies in Afghanistan, Iraq, and elsewhere in thousands of classified documents published in 2010 and 11. Mr. Assange has previously said the case is politically motivated. Sorry, my throat's very dry. In January, District Judge Vanessa Barretzer ruled that the U.S. prosecutors had met the tests for Mr. Assange to be extradited for trial. The U.S. was incapable of preventing him from attempting to take his own life. At the High Court earlier, the U.S. gave the U.K. some assurances about this extradition. It said Mr. Assange would not be placed in the ADX Florence, a supermax prison in Colorado, before trial, nor would he be subject to the harshest prison conditions known in U.S. law as special administrative measures at any point. Both of those are on the condition that they could be imposed if, after these assurances are offered, Mr. Assange did something that warranted them. Can I just say, that's bullshit. The U.S. is like, we won't treat... And again, I don't know a lot about Assange. He's probably a piece of shit. I honestly have no idea. Even if he's a piece of shit, though. Think about this. The U.S. government is saying, UK, we promise we won't put him in the worst prison under the worst conditions. Unless he does something that makes us think we can do that, then we will. But we won't, we promise. Unless... You know what I mean? I would not trust the U.S. government on that. Both of these were on the condition that they could be imposed. Oh, read that one. And the U.S. said if they were convicted, he could serve his U.S. sentence in Australia, where he's originally from. The U.S. was allowed to appeal against Judge Barrister's decision on certain grounds, but Mr. Assange's legal team described them as narrow and technical. Killjoy says he thinks Julian Assange going to the U.S. means that Trump will free him. Instead, he is likely to face decades in U.S. prisons. This is bad for Assange. You're probably right. Raven says, that's what we call a rug pull. Lols. Something for the next stream? Okay. So basically, if he gets extradited to the U.S., he's going to get charged for, like, espionage and shit. Julian Assange loses court battle to stop U.S. expanding extradition appeal. So again, that's not good for Assange. I think Peter has just completely misinterpreted what's going on in this case from a cursory glance. Again, I'm not, big into knowing about the Assange stuff at all, but it doesn't appear that Assange wants to be extradited. That seems to be bad for him, because I don't know if you guys know anything about the U.S. government, but if you do something the U.S. government doesn't like, they're not going to be very favorable to you in general,
That's very exciting. Julian Assange is an incredible individual who is a real patriot and hero. And sometimes when you're very heroic and doing a lot of good stuff, in fact, not sometimes, most times, you're going to be attacked. That's why he's been attacked. But he's doing great things. And
Peter, just because you're being attacked doesn't mean you're a good person. Good people can be attacked, but that doesn't mean every good person is attacked. Adolf Hitler was attacked. It doesn't mean Hitler was a good guy who had Godwin's Law on the bingo card. Hoykaman, thanks for 14 months, says, 14 months, let's go!
He'll be able to do so many wonderful things as soon as he gets back to the United States.
Peter, if he comes back to the United States, he's going to a United States federal prison to await a trial, which he will be found guilty in, because if you're charged federally with a crime like that, your likelihood of conviction is incredibly high. Peter, if he gets extradited to the U.S., that will be bad for him.
Also have someone claiming that the Durham report is going to be coming out very...
God, the Durham report. What the fuck is that? Durham report. This is the Google shit I don't know about stream. Kirathan says, I found a smorgasbord of conspiracy content on this channel. They also have at least one other channel that's linked to this one. Thank you. Take a look at it later. I don't know if I trust that source. Is it okay? There's just a Wikipedia page on it. Durham report. Oh no, this is 1839 report. Gotcha. April 2019, U.S. Attorney General Bill Barr assigned John Durham, the U.S. Attorney in the District of Connecticut, to oversee a DOJ probe into the origins of the FBI investigation into Russia interference. Oh, it's an investigation to be like, why were you investigating Donald Trump for connections to Russia? Gotcha. Nick says, Peter, time travel confirmed.
Very soon. I mean, a lot of people have been saying it's going to come out soon, but the likelihood that it's going to come out this month or next month is very, very likely. It seems like Team Trump has basically, they're locked and loaded, and they're all set to start really unloading the attacks. Truth bombs. This is going to be very exciting. But
they always have to have language that's like loaded with military comparisons. You ever notice that? It can't just be like, so much truth is going to be revealed. It has to be a truth bomb. They love the idea of imagining their soldiers in some sort of war. It's interesting. Chrissy says, Assange never lived in the U.S. Did he claim that? I missed it if he did. And Narnandia Owl says, the No You investigation.
Most amazing thing that's happening, and before I get into it, I just want to point out that if you want to know what's happening with Mike and his big event...
Ooh, Peter looks sweaty in this. I get it. I get sweaty too, but I'm, overweight, so I get sweaty. I wonder why Peter's so sweaty in this.
Go to Rumble, and then you can see my show there. And
Because, like, Peter's in decent shape. He shouldn't be sweating unless it's, like, really hot or something.
Get all to details about it. The greatest news, the most exciting thing for me is that the tides have turned. Now, pessimists will look at what's going on and say, I'm so frustrated. Nothing's happening. We're losing. The country's suffering. Neutral person would look around and be like, I'm not sure who's winning. But an optimist, we're really in a political climate where an optimist gets the most accurate, unbiased perspective of what's going on. And I'm an optimist because if you want to see how we're
Peter,
winning, you really have.
Do you know what bias means? If you're an optimist, you're being biased. Now, you could say that's accurate if you want. I wouldn't agree. But that's the opposite of being unbiased. The neutral person, even if they were inaccurate, would be being the least biased. Killjoy says, Peter is so woefully misinformed when he hears that Assange is being waterboarded at Guantanamo Bay. Peter will think he's being taken to some tropical resort for water skiing. Nick says, stealing boss from Kirthan, as is tradition. Felix Night Owl says, did I miss him saying why Trump isn't president again? Sorry if I missed it. No, he has not said yet.
You have to look at it from optimistic perspective. You really got to dig. You got to see why the turbulence is good. For example, 6 years ago, I would say up to 100 million Americans were politically inactive, which means...
Peter, you cannot just pull numbers out of your asshole. I feel like I've explained this to you, Peter. You can't just say numbers that you feel. Like, that's not how things work. There are probably actual statistics out there on this in terms of, like, political engagement over the last decade or so. You can't just say numbers that your feelings tell you are true and expect them to mean anything. Sky Comet Fallen says, why is Peter sweating? You forgot that he's poisoning himself with rubbing alcohol. That's actually true, you're right.
They didn't get involved in politics. I mean, they may chit-chat about it, but they wouldn't really get involved because, like, oh, the government will take care of it. I can't make a difference, blah, 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 blah. Just stood aside. Now, I think up to 100 million people, Americans have gotten extremely...
That's a third of the country, by the way. That's a little under a third of the country. More if you're not counting minors, of course, and whatever, because minors can't vote. So if we're talking about people who are being added to the voters of America, people who are politically engaged, you were saying that we have gained over a third of politically active people in the last 5 years or so. If that's true, okay, what's your source for that? You can't just say it.
Politically active. And if you look around the world, there's probably over 1 billion people who were completely politically inactive who are now active. And so you may look around and be like, oh, the country's suffering, the inflation and the economy. And
Peter, we knew inflation was going to go up after they started printing a ton of money during the pandemic, which started under Trump, by the way. And I'm actually not criticizing that decision. There was a good reason that they were printing money and stimulating the economy with that, because people were suffering and getting fucked, you know? That's what happens. Sometimes you have crises that are outside of your own control for one reason or another, and you need to take action to stop that. So when they started printing a bunch of new currency, it was inevitably going to lead to inflation, which is a problem that we're going to have to deal with now, but it was a stopgap at the time that I agree with that both Trump and Biden have been a part of. It's not partisan, this specific issue. This is just something that happened due to monetary constraints that are happening under COVID because of lockdowns. Mike Mack says, every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes. Paladin lost, thanks for 3 months. Tucker White says, I see you're still alive, Hannah. Now have my Bezos bucks, like the Twitch whore you are. Thank you. Truly, it's the oldest profession on Twitch. Ice Queen says, if minors can't vote, then what the frack is West Virginia up in arms about with coal? I had to, I'm sorry. Tucker White says, Ice Queen should be timed out for that. Nah. Tara the Cat says, 9 months, thank you. Stream Baby. What are we naming this Stream Baby? This Stream Baby's name is Julian Lindell. Hyperinflation of 3%. Dynamite Jellyfish says, Hannah, 2 trillion people voted for Jeb Bush. Prove the statistics I made up wrong.
Everything's going bad and
I voted for Jeb at least 10 times.
everything's being destroyed. We're Americans. We're fighters, which means the more attacks we get, the more we rise up and fight. And that's what I'm seeing. That's why I'm saying the tides have turned. And that's why I'm so excited. You have so many patriots standing up and fighting in so many different ways. You have people who don't have any time but have a lot of money who are donating to my channel, who are donating to Trump, who are donating.
Have you guys noticed Peter's been asking for money a lot more often on stream? Because I feel like, just anecdotally, it feels like in the past few videos, he's really ramped up the calls to action in terms of, give me money, you know?
To Mike and all these great...
Mike Max says Vietnam says otherwise. I don't know what that's in response to. Yasmin Way, thanks for 8 months.
People who are supporting the MAGA movement, and that's great. And you also have people who don't have much money but have time, and they're commenting, researching, digging, getting politically active, going to school boards, going to the HOA, which is like a mini government, and they're getting active on many levels when it comes to the government. 6 years ago,
Peter, what are you going to do if you join an HOA? Are you going to mandate all the members put Trump flags outside their house? By the way, HOAs are garbage. Don't ever join one. Don't buy a house that requires you be a part of one. Don't join HOAs, please. I swear I'm saving you, okay? Why isn't this working? There we go. Peter's not above the grift. I know. Raven says, getting into debt would be extremely beneficial for America right now as long as it's allocated properly. The GDP doesn't matter if nobody is buying anything or living in abject poverty. Wagroad says, inflation and sluggish economies due mostly to trade disruptions worldwide, either due to COVID, natural disasters, or that ship getting stuck in the Suez. Dynamite Jellyfish says, listen y'all, troll giving Peter money is wrong. You should give me the money. Winter O'Hare, thanks for 15 months. Says, first time in a while I can catch a stream. How's it going? Pretty good. Purple Pondini says, in New York City, can't avoid HOA. Yeah. Tucker White says, why would putting flag out in a yard require mandate? Send message. Deetham says, winning equals yelling at school boards about CRT.
Wasn't very politically active at all. Now, I'm extremely politically active. And if you look around, patriots are politically active. You want to know who the...
Shit posting on YouTube doesn't make you politically active. It makes you a fucking lol cow.
Patriots are? The people who are fighting for Trump, the people who are fighting to save our country. Those are the patriots. The patriots have been awakened. Now we have up to 100 million, maybe even more, Americans fighting to save our country.
100 million? He thinks there are 100 million QAnon followers? No.
And that is what I'm really excited.
That would be more than 1 in 3 adults. And don't get me wrong, there are too many QAnon people as there is, but there are not 100 million of them in the United States.
About. That's what I'm saying. The tides have turned. Before, people were like, don't know how to get involved, don't know what to do, government will take care of it. Now everyone's like, I'm stepping...
Now everyone's like, don't worry, Q and the military will take care of it, which is a much better form of apathy.
Up, I'm gonna do what I can, I'll donate,
It's apathy, but you get to imagine your enemies being murdered by the military, which is way more fun. Tucker White says, wait, being a veteran of the Great May War doesn't make me politically active?
Fight, I'll talk,
Oh, the Great May War. That makes more sense.
Research, I'll run for office, I'll get involved. So the tides really have turned.
Peter, please run for office. Actually, you know what? No. Normally I would say, haha, wouldn't it be funny to watch Peter run for office and fail horribly? But Marjorie Taylor Greene is in Congress, so I'd rather not risk that.
In our favor, and now we have a bunch of people who are fighting to save America. Some people say, it's so bad, everything that's happened to the country. But remember, suffering produces growth. And there's been so much positive growth to the point where I agree with Team Trump in the sense that all the
Grimsbane says, to compare, we had 159,690,457 registered voters in 2020. Wow. Yeah, Peter's very wrong then. Cool Cat says, should we financially support Peter's campaign? No.
suffering.
Ice Queen says, I say with a certain knowledge the area he's in, which is just the next county over for me, he'd win. Holt ETR says, Peter believes enough rubbish, but isn't mean enough to run for office as a Republican.
Thing that's going on is worth it. As horrible it is, even though so many lives are being lost, so many people are struggling financially, it's worth it for the tremendous growth in our country. We're all realizing that if we don't get politically involved, we'll lose our country. So
Dynamite Jellyfish says, me every time Peter says something. Raven says, Marjorie Taylor Greene is such a crazy story. Did you know she's a bit of an heiress to a fortune? She moved to the 14th district to scam reactionary lunatics into voting her into Congress. What? The crazy congresswoman comes from money? I'm shocked. Tucker White says, let's be honest, most of the sane and not corporate whores out there, Don? Did you hit enter too soon?
I'm so excited about the tides turning. I really wanted to nail that point down because it's so important.
Peter, if the tides are turning just now, why did you say Trump was going to be reinstated back in, like, March? Or January, for that matter.
For growth, for there to be suffering. Without problems, suffering, there cannot be growth. If everything is great, you won't grow. For example, there was a point in my life where I was just a lucky guy. Everyone saw me as a lucky guy. I didn't have much problems in my life, and I didn't grow much. I was very immature, and then
Peter's very mature now, guys. Tucker White says, take two, let's be honest, most of the sane, not corporate whores people don't run because we're likely to have our hentai doujin reading habits exposed.
And I experienced, out of nowhere, a ton of tribulation, struggle, suffering. So much that my growth was exponential. So
if this is Peter after exponential growth, my God, what husk of a human being did he used to be? Oh my goodness, oh no. Colston says, lucky, aka sheltered. No kidding.
That's what's happening to our country. And that is very important. I think that's part of Trump's strategy.
Part of Trump's strategy is to make people miserable? See, if I had a politician that I was following, let's say someone I like, let's say Bernie Sanders. Let's say I found out Bernie Sanders was a secret puppet master that was orchestrating terrible things that were hurting Americans in order to try and teach them a lesson. I would no longer support that person. I would think they were a psychopath. But Peter thinks Trump is doing the same thing and he wants to kiss his ass. How strange. Raven says, that reminds me, gotta go check out an update to my favorite yaoi manga. I think I got it right.
Can't do this alone, and he knows he can't do this alone. So Team Trump, what they're doing is allowing certain things to happen to waken people up, to get them motivated. Pain motivates people, suffering motivates people, problems motivates people to get involved to solve things. So tides have officially turned. A lot of great stuff's happening now. If you want details about it, a lot of the details are going to be in my video on Rumble because I can't
We'll look at that one next.
really tell you those details on YouTube. But I will tell you this. In a few months, at some point this year, maybe 2-3 months down the line, it'll be so obvious that Trump is winning that even the pessimists will be like,
2 to 3 months. So September, October, November. Everyone mark your calendars. Just take a highlighter and highlight all those 3 months. H-Baird says, tide turns in, tide turns out. Can't explain that.
You know, I'm a pessimist, but dang, it's obvious we're winning now. Totally obvious. So cheer up, guys. Be hopeful. If you want a full report on what happened with Mike, definitely
Yes, he did move the goalposts again. I'm aware.
go to my Rumble channel. There's a video right now uploaded, and you'll be able to find out exactly what happened. So lots of good stuff happening. And just one last thing I want to point out is that it's very important now than ever to get involved. If you haven't already, in any way, talk, donate, run for office, because God is watching, saying who are the patriots, who are going to come save the country, who's going to help Trump, who's going to help God, who's going to help save the world. We have an amazing opportunity to save the world, and God's watching. Patriots, let's stand up. Now, you can relax, you can chill, you can be calm, but get active. Not like relax so much that you're in a chair just playing video games all day. Get active, get active.
Peter, most adults have jobs, so they can't do that anyway. Felix Night Owl says, I just saw the poster behind him and almost lost my vision from rolling my eyes so hard. Tucker White says, so in November, December, January 6th, March, June, August 14th, November. Wait, I think we're missing something. Raven says, after the goalposts got wheels, now they're strapped to a jetpack. Stormfox says, I guess just throw the August goal in the pile. Dynamite Jellyfish says, Peter, in a few months when Trump doesn't come back. Deetham says, why is God so lazy? He should save the country himself. I just find this... Hydrate. I find it so funny, the very idea that if... And I don't believe there's a God. I don't believe in, like, a supreme being. But if I did, I wouldn't think they would give a shit about politics. Like, very specifically, like, national politics, you know what I mean? That just seems like a petty concern for an all-knowing deity, you know? Big Sweet Demon says, oh, yes, Peter time. What's the vibe tonight? Cope or delusion? Porque no los dos.
But know while you're getting active that we're winning because we're all becoming active at the same time. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoy the show. Remember, Trump is winning no matter how it looks, no matter what people are saying, no matter what's going on in my...
No matter what the evidence says... Don't believe your eyes. Do you believe me, Peter Hanna, political genius, or your lying eyes?
Comment section, they are only attacked.
Literally 1984. Nick with a cleanse for later, thank you.
Attacking me because I'm right. And they're attacking me because...
Peter, I make videos about you because you're funny. And because you're wrong.
I'm over the target. And they're attacking me because... truth hurts. That's a...
Does anyone else even cover Peter regularly? I know Cirrus has covered Peter at least once. Jake might have covered him once. Is he specifically talking about me? I think I'm just about the only person who gives Peter attention. Like, regularly. Can I just be real here? What would Peter do without me? Like, I have plenty of other people I look at, although Peter's a particular favorite at the moment. But what would Peter do without me? Okay? You're welcome, Peter. Sky Fallen says, they made billions of species. Why would they give a shit about humans at all? Yeah, they're probably, like, really into, like, centipedes or something, right? Like, centipede politics? Poetic Fox, thanks for 5 months, says, oh, shizzle, 5 months. Thanks again, Hannah, for helping me survive through the last while. Well, helping me write my depression and such. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. Killjoy says, if DeSantis wins 2024 primary over Trump, I know, but I really want to see Peter's reaction. Would he support DeSantis? Yes. Yes, he would. I guarantee he would say something along the lines of, well, Trump is getting older, and he chose DeSantis, and then he'd point to things DeSantis says positive about Donald Trump, and he would say, Trump knows that he can't be around forever to support the MAGA movement, and now DeSantis is who he's replacing himself with. Even if outwardly Trump is like, fuck DeSantis for running against me, Peter will get behind the biggest boot that needs licking, as long as it supports his totalitarian view of what needs to be done with his political enemies. Tucker White says, old lady Hannah, Well, it's the year 4523. Oh, I'm like a... No, that'd be robot. I'd be a robot by that point. Well, it's the year 4523, and for some reason, Peter's still preaching that Trump will return, though I'm not sure why he's got a statue of All Might. Profane Priestess says they laughed at Einstein and Newton, but they also laughed at Bozo the Clown, Peter. I think that's a Carl Sagan quote. Speedy Yoshi with a link to a Dylan Burns tweet. Oh yeah, this garbage lady's like, not gonna care about Afghanistan because I grew up with an alcoholic, psychologically abusive father in constant state of distress, anxiety, and worry about the future. Hearing the key in the door every evening was my own Afghanistan for almost 20 years. Fuck that woman, seriously. I get it. I also had a shitty childhood. It has nothing to do with global tragedy happening right now, lady. What the fuck? Cool Cat, so you agree the gods are into peds. Not the ones on GreatAwakening.win. H. Baird says, by biomass, the most successful type of animal on Earth are ants. So clearly God has a favorite species. Yeah, the whole Earth is just like an ant farm. Humans are just an infection. It's okay. God's dealing with that post-haste. Crusader 3 Gamer with 9 months says, every time I hear Peter's mouth moving, makes me lose brain cells. How's it going, by the way? It's going pretty good. The move's going all right. I'm tired. My throat hurts because I've been dehydrated for days. But yeah, I'm good. Two Man says, I honestly can't wait to see what people like Peter will do when Trump eventually dies. Some of them are going to say it's the deep state that killed him, even though he's an almost 80-year-old man who has historically not been very healthy, so of course he's going to die at some point. Everyone dies. Or the other ones are going to say, he faked his own death so he could keep fighting the deep state behind the scenes or some shit. Did I see this Citizen Kane new cover? You know, I like Criterion, but, huh. Okay, okay. Raven says, I moved around so much in my childhood. Moving sucks. It does. Nick says, he's nearly 80. How unhealthy could he be? Hydrate.
Fact. So, don't worry what people are saying. Don't worry what the news is saying. Don't focus on the activity. I promise you, Trump is winning. It's a fact, and it'll be obvious very soon. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Trust the plan. God bless those patrons who are donating to me. I really, really appreciate it. And God bless America.
Wow, Peter must be really, really broke if he's talking about this now. Hold on. Tucker White with 30 bits says, K. Alright, so that's Peter's video on YouTube. Let's check out his Rumble video.
Something has to be. What is happening in Arizona is such a big story, and yet Arizona
That happened in Michael Bell.
over. Jewelry store of all. This story.
Not relevant at all. Tax. It was a tax symposium. Full report.
You get caught, you have to return the diamonds. They want to find out what's going on.
People say George H.W. Bush was assassinated even though he was 90 with dementia. Trump's assassin would be the same as the Bushes. Father Time, the assassin of us all. And Overthought says, late to the party. What was Peter's excuse this time? We're still on Peter, so...
The Republican voter wants this story.
Welcome back, Patriots. I'm so excited to share with you guys a full report on the good and bad that happened in Michael Bell's Cyber Symposium. Now, there was a ton of attacks. It was attacked in every way possible, but...
Peter, no one attacked them. We watched it. We did a whole stream about this. You people can see it on YouTube. I think I just put it live before we started this stream. It wasn't attacked. No one showed up who wasn't supposed to be there, Peter. No one. It was an invite-only event. No one was outside like he was claiming. He was like, there's Antifa outside trying to get in. And then people were posting video from the outside who were there, who weren't, you know, part of Lindell's crazy bullshit from the media, and there was no one out there. They just suck, Peter. The event was just a disaster because they're bad at planning.
None of that matters. I'll share at the end of the video, but it's not relevant at all. It was an overwhelming success, and we learned tons of incredible information. I'm going to share with you all the little details and all the big details and everything that we learned on Mike Lindell's Cyber Symposium. So people ask you, what happened to Mike Lindell's Cyber Symposium? With this video, you'll be able to tell them. My name is Peter Hanna, and this is Peter's Trump Updates. All right, let's dive right into it. Please subscribe to my channel on Rumble. I really appreciate it. I don't make money on Rumble, but maybe like a penny a video or something, but I make these videos.
Thanks, Peter. With this video where I deconstruct all the lies you tell, I'll probably make, I don't know, at least like $15 with this video on YouTube, so thanks. Tucker White says, come on, Hannah, you didn't notice the invisible robot ninjas who stabbed Mike Lindell? And then Keirthan becomes a stream boss. Cool Cat says, the event was a disaster, and that's what makes it great. Two Man says, I honestly feel like Trump will actually be the downfall of the Republican Party because they're so also boring and sane compared to him. The Republican Party isn't going to go anywhere. Unfortunately.
For my fans, to support you guys. It's not about making money at the end of the day. It's really about fighting politically and getting active. So, let me dive right into it. These are the things that we learned at Mike Lindell's Cyber Symposium. Number one, Mike has data showing Trump won using the PCAP data.
Okay, so the entire point of this event was supposed to be Mike Lindell was like, I have over a terabyte of data that we pulled from election machines or public whatever, I don't know. And we're going to show it to people and it's going to prove election fraud. And then the first day came when he was supposed to show the information. He's like, we're going to show it Thursday now. Because reasons, Thursday being the last day of the event. And then it got to the last day of the event and he's like, Antifa, the deep state, they injected a virus into the data and now it's all gone. I don't actually have the data. Peter, he didn't actually have any data. You fucking idiot. Peach Tay says it's not about making money, but make sure you Venmo me money.
That's a big deal. We now have forensic evidence. Forensic means it can be used in court, showing Dominion deleted data.
Peter, the deleted data, he's going to talk about this video that I think Code Monkey Z released. And basically what was happening is, and this is kind of ironic considering Dominion in particular, this happens with, you know, any electronic voting machine though, they do regular updates for whatever reason, just for software patches and to also update security measures on them, you know? These machines aren't supposed to be connected to the internet, so they have to actually go in person and update these machines, which they do. However, when they update these machines, it also wipes the memory. So Mike Lindell made a big deal out of this, like, oh my god, they're wiping the memory. Peter, when they go there, they specifically tell the election officials whose job it is to hold on to that data for, I believe, 2 years after the election. They say, hey, we're coming Wednesday, or whenever, to update the machines. You need to get backups made of the information. So what they do is the people who are in charge of maintaining the election data, the actual election officials who work for the state, go to the machines, they make backups, or rather they have their IT people go and make backups. The backups are held on hard drives or whatever, and they hold on to those for 2 years. This is normal. This happens all the time. This is not abnormal. This is not criminal. They still have the election data. They just updated the machines, ironically enough, to make them more secure. Raven said, we're going to stay up for 3 days straight. Can you imagine hanging out with Mike Lindell for 3 days, pounding Red Bulls? I think he was pounded more than Red Bulls. Genghis Kanye with 100 bits. Felix Night Owl with 30 says, didn't Lindell's top cyber data expert do a 180 on him and come out and say the data doesn't show anything? Yep. And then Lindell, like, accused him of being CIA or something. It's hilarious. Big Sweet Demon says, sus sucks, 60% off, cleanse for whenever. I don't know what that means, but I'll click it. Tucker White says, if you were a producer, someone brought you a film script and someone exactly like Peter was in it, what would you say to him, her, and be pal? I would probably say, this is cartoonish. Well, okay, if you did it now, I'd believe it because I know Peter. But let's say, like, 3 or 4 years ago, you gave me that. I'd be like, this is cartoonish. No one behaves like this. People are, even the most unreasonable people are more reasonable than this. You cannot write this character into the movie unless it's like a farce. But look at this man. Look at the expression on his face. This is a person.
Right off the machines. It was like an update. There was all this information about what happened and all the hacking and everything happened in these Dominion machines. And then there was
The fun thing about Peter is just about anywhere you pause.
an update. That's what they call, because you're not allowed to delete
It was an update.
anything on these machines.
Like, almost no matter where you pause, it makes a good thumbnail image. I appreciate it. Joey is strong with 200 bits says, even on Coke, I couldn't hang out with Mike. Especially on Coke, I'd think. Raven says, he's like a goofy Cohen's brother character. Yeah.
For 22 months after election. But the machines, some of them were completely wiped after they were updated by Dominion.
Yes, they said that they might get wiped, or they were going to be wiped for the update. So to make backups, which the people did. So there are backups of the data.
And deleted it, which is very illegal. So
No, it's not, Peter, because they told them these are going to wipe the machines. Get backups. And they did. It's not illegal.
they're in.
Overthought says, satire is dead because reality is too fucked at this point, right? I think if we hooked up, like, a car battery to Jonathan Swift, we could power, or Jonathan Swift's corpse, we could probably power civilization for all eternity, for all the rage that his body is probably posthumously putting out.
Big trouble. But we have the before and after. So even though they're going to get in a lot of trouble, we know what happened before and we know what they did after. So their attack didn't work. Number 3, we now have forensic evidence of data going into the election machines and out of the election machines, which is a big deal. On election night, there should be no information going out or into the election systems.
The votes.
That is completely legal. They're not even allowed to be connected to the internet.
And they weren't.
And we now have forensic evidence that there's a lot of information that went in.
Again, Peter is basing this off of the fact that Mike Lindell said, I have over a terabyte of data, and then he never showed the data to anyone and said, oh, I lost the data. The deep state destroyed it. Nick says, data goes in, data goes out. That's what the election conspiracy is all about.
Into these election systems
37 terabytes. I thought it was 1 something terabyte.
And out of them. So that is a
I also like that they're supposed to be cyber experts, but apparently they only had 1 copy of the ever important data that they were going to use to try and overturn a national presidential election. So they kept 1 copy of the data on a hard drive. That's what cyber experts do.
big deal. There were a lot of suspicious files on these election machines.
Suspicious files. I can't be specific because I'm Peter and I don't know about computers or code or data, but it's suspicious.
For example, there were programs on there that, when activated, they were able to completely lower the defenses of election systems, so to make them
This is my favorite part of the video.
more easily hackable, more easily being able to control remotely. It's literally the opposite of antivirus system. There were ways that the deep state was able to deactivate all the election system's main defense systems to make it so easy to access the system.
They put antivirus software in the machines. It's a code that makes it easy to hack the machine. Peter, that's not a thing that exists. That's not a thing that exists, Peter. There's no such thing as an antivirus other than a virus. You can't create a if they made the machine, they wouldn't need a special code to, like...
That's a big deal. We have forensic evidence of that. This means, because of these suspicious files in these programs, these election machines are not certifiable. They're not certifiable. What that means is that the election doesn't count.
Peter, the election counts. The votes were counted. The votes were audited. There were 60 court cases. The Electoral College voted. Those votes were certified. Trump has been in office for 8 months. 7 months, actually, sorry. The election is over, Peter. It's over. Did I say Trump? Oh no! Peter's melting my brain. I meant Biden.
You have to decertify it. If the machines are...
That's true, I did just confirm. The lizard people are gonna have my fucking hide for that one.
Not certifiable, then the election's not certified. So you have to decertify the election by default. Nice try, Dominion.
Peter, that's not how it works. You can't decertify an election after the fact.
But it backfired. One thing that was stated at the symposium is that you can either have a fast forensic audit or an accurate one, but you can't have both.
They're all old white dudes, so it's understandable, right? Can we stop? Like, at what point are we not gonna have boomers in office? Like, what the fuck is this shit about?
Both. So some people are saying, like, where's the report? Where's the report? I want to hear the report. Take into account, there doesn't have to be a report out, a forensic report of the cheating in every state. There doesn't even have to be a forensic report out on the 5 or 6 swing states. There only needs to be one big report, and that automatically decertifies the election.
What? Peter, who told you that? That's fucking bullshit. Let's say, I don't know, let's say Philadelphia, or not Philadelphia, rather Pennsylvania. Let's say Pennsylvania. It turned out that something was going on and something happened in Philadelphia, or literally anywhere in the state, and there was actual fraud. Let's say you took Pennsylvania out of the picture and you gave those electoral votes to Trump. Biden would still win. You don't I can't. Peter's too dumb. Peter's too dumb. Someone with provable data. A cracked out pillow salesman with no data. Retweet. Someone made you. God, you can tell how tired I am based on the level of typos I'm doing right now. Let's real quick watch this for a fun thing to distract from Peter's horse shit. Stormfox says, sometimes I forget how much of a smug asshole Peter is. Nick says, Legal Eagle, please pick up the white courtesy phone. I wish I was friends with Legal Eagle. I'd bug him to the point where he would no longer be my friend, probably. Raven says, I like to call our leadership a crypt keeperocracy. I go with Jerryocracy, where it's a bunch of fossils and they're trying to work a Roku.
Hello, I'm Mike Pillow, inventor of My Pillow, inventor of My Pillow. Just like you, I had problems shitting. I tried every pill out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented My Pill. It took me 15 years to develop because I wanted to have 15 years to develop it. I made sure that you could just my penis soil so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your shish. I also wanted a machine washable ass, so I made my ass machine washable and dryable. I backed my ass with a taste and a 60-day money back guarantee. My own man. Rick Harrison, Minnesota.
That's it. USA products are all dropped. I've tried a lot of those.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts just on my app sheets and so much more. For example, you can get $89.99, now only $9.99, or My Pillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
You used to think that sheesh were just sheesh. Says I got the Giza Dizzy. The Giza Dizzy are the most comfortable I've ever had.
To go anywhere is so easy to just go anywhere I want to go. Go anywhere, anywhere. It's really comfortable. That's what I really like. It's nice and sensitive and it's nice and small.
The my pooper for the first
YouTube
time is
poop. Does that mean the last 12 years didn't happen? Do I get a do-over?
I'm able to go to bed and just go to bed and just go to bed and then get rest.
Peter has a new video. He posted another one.
My Josh in the morning.
Go to mypillow.com to get pills or so much better.
For the best nights in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Maybe you just mean one of the other ones that I... Jesus.
It's not about the electoral college point.
The Dynamite Jellyfish says, I got a retweet by Hannah. Does that give me protection from the reptilians when your kind takes over? We'll only take one of your testicles. The other one you can keep in a jar.
It's about, was there
I don't know if you have testicles. I'm sorry.
cheating or not? And so the fact that we can prove in court with forensic evidence that
Statistically, they probably have testicles based on my analytics.
Biden cheated a lot, even in one state, in one county, more than enough.
Would I take both from Daddy Sume so he can't breathe? Oh my god, can we fix Daddy Sume? Oh my god. If we just cut off his supply of testosterone, he might act like a normal human being. E-Tune says, just remember my mom owns a My Pillow. That's a shame.
From what I understand, from what lawyers are saying, that's more than enough to decertify election.
There's testicle analytics. Okay, here's my justification. So my analytics say most of my audience identifies as male. Most people who identify as male statistically are cis. So that's my justification. Of course, my audience is going to skew. There's probably going to be more trans people in my audience, but, you know. It's a guesstimate. Dynamite Jellyfish says, deal, I wasn't using my nuts anyway. Well, there you go. See?
And change the results on some level. Either put Trump back and make him the rightful president, or to do a new election. But we're not going to need to wait like 6 years or 7 years and then the whole term goes by and then Biden is like, oh.
I don't even know if Trump will be alive in 6 or 7 years. Or Biden.
Well, now that my term's over, I guess you can do certified election. No, we'll be certifying it this year. And finally, we learned that these machines were connected to the internet. They were designed to not only connect to the internet, to boot from the internet. Are you kidding me? I'm talking about when your computer turns on, it gathers information from your hard drive. The BIOS gets information from your hard drive and then boots your computer, right? Well, what happened is these election machines, literally it turns on and the BIOS, which is like the little software going on, it's like the first thing that...
Oh, the BIOS. It sounded like he said bias. I was very confused.
That turns on, you can turn your electronic device on. The BIOS was set so that if they wanted to, the system would boot with different software. It would connect to internet and boot with different software, cheating software.
Cheating software. Peter, I don't know if it actually did have two modes. It's possible that there are two different operating systems, but I would imagine one, if it does connect to the internet, it's probably for, what's the word? Troubleshooting, so that someone can connect to it. And that's a completely separate operating system, I would imagine, than the actual in-use voting system. For a reason.
From somewhere else on the internet. In other words, you turn on the election system and it boots
or system security updates, yeah,
from the internet and gathers information from the internet, not from the local hard drive, and it uses that cheating software from the internet to cheat a bunch. And then when you're done, you deactivate that specific feature, and then what you have is When we boot up the election system, it says, oh no, there's no cheating happening here. It's just normal software. But in reality,
that's what happens. A hacker goes into the code and it just says, this is legitimate software. Don't worry about it. And they go, why would they lie to me? Yeah, this looks good.
if you go right back into the BIOS, you'll see that it has...
Like, I don't know how computer software works either. I don't. It's not something I know about, like, at all. I'm just gonna be real with you. I don't have that expertise. But I'm also not pretending to, and that's what frustrates me about Peter. Peter does this all the time about so many things, but it's even more apparent when it's something like this, like software, that requires actual expertise to understand how it works. He's just talking out of his ass so clearly, and even as a layman, I can tell, so I can't even imagine, if you're like a software engineer, or a programmer or whatever, this must just be maddening to listen to. You know what I mean? Like, this must just be utter fucking garbage nonsense. Kirthan says, every time I watch Peter, I have to ask myself, am I too high for this or not high enough? It's always the second one.
Has two different ways to boot up. You have booting up from the hard drive and booting up from the internet. I mean...
Verganon says, there's a network boot that's possible. It is not possible to hide the evidence of such setups.
The thing with Dominion, why there's such big trouble, is because they didn't...
Holt says, it's pretty painful, yes.
...create election machines. They didn't. They created cheating machines from the ground up.
Peter understands, and this is something that it's interesting about the... That's a good... My pause game's good today on Peter's face. Peter, you understand that Dominion didn't supply, like, the majority of voting machines for the country, right? You're very focused on Dominion, which is funny anyway because of the lawsuits that are going on, and I think Mike Lindell's probably going to get a little screwed over. Can someone want to grab this? We'll make a Pog emote. We'll make a Peter Pog emote. Someone screenshot this. Make me a Pog emote. We'll make it for Peter. It'll be called Peter Pog. Pogter, yes! Anyway. Pogter. Alright, oh god, now I completely lost my train of thought. Anyway, they're really focused on Dominion, even though Dominion didn't provide the majority of the voting machines for the country, so I don't get the point. Sky Comet Fallen says, it is maddening. He has no idea what he's talking about. He thinks it's a backdoor or a Trojan, or is he saying it's a logic bomb? What is he saying? Nick says, Trump isn't that big, Peter. And Raven says, I'd rather break open an old thermometer and pour it into my ear than listen to any more of this dreck from Peter. Please continue. Whole TTR says, Pogter pun. Can I show it full screen? I can. Hold on. I'm gonna save the image myself, too. What's the highest quality this goes? 1080? I gotta go back to 703, hold on.
They didn't. They created cheating machines from the ground up. All the software.
We had it for a sec, hold on. We'll get Pogter, we'll do it. Daddy Sweeney says, sup, Hannah, look great, thank you.
Cheating machines from the ground up.
That's pretty good. Okay, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Print screen. Let me save this. Oh, yeah. Good shit. I'll save this and make a thing later with it.
All the software is...
Logarth says Peter Poggers picked a pack of possible presidents.
designed so you can cheat with it in multiple ways, like a dozen different
You have the original and you can send it to you on Discord. Are you okay with that? Yeah, go for it.
ways you can cheat. And everything they did to hide their evidence completely backfired. I mean, you have the CEO of Dominion saying, oh yeah, there was no machines connected to internet. There's no machines connected to it. It's like...
They weren't connected to the internet during the election, Peter, just because they have... And again, I don't even know if this is true, because the claim is coming from Mike Lindell, secondhand from Peter. If they have internet connectivity at all, then they weren't being used for that purpose. Hello.
Hello.
What's that? Oh, the ravioli? How is it?
Go into the bias
Yeah.
of any of those machines. It's obvious they were connected to the internet. Plus you have the...
It's obvious. Ravioli. Good. They had a 3 cheese one that I want to try sometime too. And spinach, I think. And I think they had a lobster one. Which I know you can't have either of those, but...
Them updating and deleting data. Dominion is...
Why?
Ooh.
Because sea bug?
Ooh.
They're a delicious sea bug.
I don't care.
I do.
Oh, eat it at Jake's.
You want me to drive an hour and a half away with lobster ravioli just to eat it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna eat lobster ravioli. It's gonna be spite ravioli. Raven says, I made lamb tonight. I raise a fork to you all, chat. Ooh, that sounds good.
in so much trouble. So we caught them red-handed. The Space Force was gathering all of the electronic data.
The Space Force! Did you know the Space Force was gathering all of the electronic data?
I don't think they have enough people for that.
Hey, they have like 4,600 people, okay? That's all the people they need. I still need to angle it down, though. Wow. I'm taller than you. Hannah eating. Maybe she should do ASMR. Ew, no. Nick says top men. Aliens doesn't deserve this slander.
Why don't you have your big light on?
To make the lights back there look better. They don't show up at all if these are on.
I love you.
Love you too.
In real time, using really advanced technology from these machines, we saw completely transparency. Team Trump saw everything that happened on...
Why didn't they bring it up in any of the 60 court cases they brought prior to inauguration, Peter? That seems like it would have been important evidence as opposed to the zero evidence that they actually had in the cases.
all the machines, period. We have the real vote count.
Why Space Force? Peter believes that Biden has control of the entire military except for Space Force. He thinks Trump is in charge of Space Force. Because aliens on Telegram told him that he had control. I'm not joking. He thinks he's in communication with aliens on the internet, and they told him that Trump is in control of Space Force.
We have the real Electoral College vote count. We have it.
Peter! The Electoral College already voted! And on January 6th, they certified the Electoral College votes! Do you even know what's happening? Do you know what the election is? What?
It all. So, it's showtime. And so the tides have really turned. When the military comes...
I gotta find stuff to put on these shelves. Chat, give me suggestions. Are there any show memes or anything that you would like me to put on these shelves?
Swooping in and says, Biden, we're gonna put you in jail. You're cheated, you're a criminal, you're a terrorist, whatever. And then Trump becomes president. When people ask, well, where's the evidence? Mike would be like, look, I presented all the evidence and...
Snortling's Hollow. Yeah, I'll put up the Snortling's Hollow thing in the Mimsy puppet.
And it doesn't even matter.
The Hartnell. Yeah, the model I had of the Hartnell broke, so I gotta put it back together at some point.
or even the court could side with us, or the Supreme Court couldn't. But
Dr. Pepper Beans, yeah.
even if they didn't, he's like, I offered $5 million for anyone, the best experts in the world, to just
Harold
prove
Penisman.
my information was incorrect. Did they prove it? No. In fact, everyone proved it to be accurate. So, if no one wants to take $5 million offer,
Peter, he never released the information that they were supposed to go over for the $5 million challenge. He said that it was corrupted. The challenge never happened. Nick says, cats. I can't put a live cat on the shelf.
that is more evidence that this stuff's accurate. Now, let me give you details about what happened in the Cyber Symposium, because if you watch a little bit, you realize it was a bit messy. Okay, very messy. Well, the reason is because it was attacked in
D&D character hat, that's a good one.
every single way possible. But there was a saving grace in all that. We did get a little bit of good stuff.
I could not put a cat bed. The shelves are shallower than they look. That wouldn't work.
Stuff happening. So, initially, the plan was to show all the PCAP files, and then in real time,
Peter, what are PCAP files? Explain it to me. Sky Comet Fallen says, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
analyze it and show all the different ways they cheated and all this stuff like that. But then, like 2 days beforehand, we found out that someone in Mike Lindell's inner circle got access to this data that he was planning on sharing, and they put malicious code into it, which either means a virus or they messed up all the data, so we don't know what's accurate and what's not. And as a result, his entire presentation goes poof, disappears, or most of it. But
it wasn't just that Mike Lindell had nothing to show. Clearly, deep state operatives broke in and inserted malicious code into the only copy of the hard drive he had. They didn't smash the hard drive or steal it. They just corrupted the data of the only copy he had of the irrefutable evidence that the election was stolen. This is the funny thing, too. Obviously, I don't believe any of the things Mike Lindell said. But let's say I did. Let's say I'm like Peter, and I believe genuinely that Mike Lindell is telling the truth. I wouldn't be sucking Lindell's dick here. I'd be pissed off. I'd be like, Mike, you incompetent fool. You think you're being attacked by the deep state? By whatever? And you had one copy, and it wasn't on hand at all times? You idiot? Like, Peter should be pissed off if he really believed this. Peter should be mad and livid at Mike Lindell for being such an idiot.
luckily, and they weren't able to fix it in 2 days. So luckily what happened is around that time, Mike Lindell got new data that showed before the update that Dominion did and after.
Oh, this is funny. This is actually data that was stolen from an official, like, election place. Some state government or local government, whatever, was holding on to. And the person who stole it is in trouble. And Mike Lindell used this stolen data. Stormfox says, isn't it reasonable to prove something happened? It's their job to prove something did happen. Also, Peter, Trump doesn't care about Mike beyond stroking his ego. I don't even think... But Trump doesn't care about Mike at all. Trump didn't show up for this cyber symposium. He didn't even leave a video message. He didn't give a shit.
Which proves before there was a lot of evidence of election fraud, and after there was update, it was wiped clean. So originally the plan was to show all this data and analyze it and press on everyone that way, but in the end the Cyber Symposium turned more into...
Where did I want Peter Pog submissions? You can send them on Twitter or on Discord. Or if you have something you can upload it to in chat, it's fine. Simple Cat Girl says, I almost forgot that this was about Lindell's shitty proof. Reasons why the proof was so lackluster because a big scary group hacks it. God, my eyes are going out.
Look how Dominion...
Didn't Trump yell at Mike to shut up and Mike sat quietly in his chair for the rest of the meeting? That was an alleged interaction, yes.
Changed the data. Look how they deleted it with this update and stuff like that, and we're able to analyze it from that perspective. So it didn't turn out to be a big failure. We still came out with a bunch of exciting information.
If the best thing you can say about an event is it didn't turn out to be a terrible failure, it was probably a terrible failure. Felix Night Owl with 30 bits says election fraud.
Still analyze the programs and stuff like that. It was very, very exciting. Now, if you got this far in the video, you want to hear how...
If you're going to post it to Discord, which would be a good place, post it maybe in like the fan art section or the live stream chat section and let me know and I'll go check it out.
Mike Lindell's cyber symposium was attacked. Man, it was attacked. Well, first of all, you have the malicious code that was put into the data that was going to be presented.
This is like the adult, and when I say adult, I mean that very loosely version of the dog ate my homework. I swear, guys, we had irrefutable proof that the election was stolen, but Antifa hacked it.
That's the biggest attack. Then you have the fact that whether it was Zoom or Skype or all these programs that they were using to connect to people like Ron.
His version of his understanding of code and data entirely comes from 90s action films where the MacGuffin was like a floppy disk that everyone was trying to get because it had like secret missile data or whatever on it.
Watkins, Code Monkey Z.
Watkins, aka Code Monkey Z, is Q. Fun fact.
As soon as he would connect, they would, because, you know, Microsoft and the big tech people, they own this stuff. They can control, they know which video call is Ron Watkins. They would slow it down and lag it out so that he...
Peter, Ron is calling from the other side of the planet. He lives somewhere in Asia. I forget specifically where he lives. And he might have just had a shitty internet connection. On top of that, the people on Mike Lindell's end are all idiots who don't know anything about computers. It was fucked up because they're fucked up. Singapore, maybe? It's not Japan. I don't remember exactly where, though.
He couldn't really communicate. So they attacked the programs and the bandwidth. They attacked the internet. They also attacked, let's count them. They attacked the code, the data. They attacked the programs and the bandwidth of programs to make it so that people couldn't video conference well. They attacked the website, Mike Lindell's website, so that to take it down so no one could watch stuff there. But luckily it was being broadcast on other networks. They attacked the internet there to steal people's data. People who came there, who were logging into the internet there, they were attacking that internet.
That's a good Peter Pog emote. Thank you. Let me save that. If I get any more from different people, I'll look at them and pick which one I think looks the best. But I'm actually not sure if I have any open emote slots. I might have to either delete an old one or wait and see if we get enough subs to get another emote slot.
To steal everyone's data.
Raven says, why would his cyber guys use Zoom, a known app that steals your data?
Number 5, there were people...
I thought they were using Skype. Because I remember people specifically talking about, like, their cyber experts are using Skype. Like, it was like a weird... Simple Cat Girl says, my god, Peter, Skype and Zoom are just not good with mass meetings with a huge distance. Yep.
Infiltrated in the inside who were like...
Some of the issues were also just like they couldn't hear each other, and that's just like an input issue.
Giving their press passes to people on the outside in the parking lot to like infiltrate and get people in. There were people on the outside who were trying to get in, Antifa, and...
Peter, no one was trying to get in. He's lying to you.
First of all, well, one of the worst is that Mike Lindell, even though he's worth almost $500 million, he doesn't like bodyguards, and unfortunately, I think he should have had bodyguards, but he didn't have a bodyguard.
Last I checked, Mike Lindell's net worth was like $100 million. I'd imagine it's lower now, especially because he's claimed he has spent $15 million on this election fraud stuff, which I also doubt, but, you know. At most, I think I heard $100 million.
He was walking back after...
And part of that's tied in with the value of the company MyPillow itself, whose value has gone down since he started with this shit.
Day 2 of the Cyber Symposium to his hotel, and he was attacked by Antifa. He actually got pretty hurt. And so that's...
He did not get pretty hurt. Okay, AP article. Hold on. AP. Mike Lindell. Cyber. Here's the AP News article. This is great. This is so funny. Peter says he got really hurt. Let's read the AP article on what actually happened when Mike was attacked at the Cyber Symposium. MyPillow chief executive Mike Lindell says he was attacked in Sioux Falls, South Dakota on Wednesday night. Lindell told attendees Thursday morning at an election fraud symposium that he's hosting in the city that he was attacked at his hotel. The Sioux Falls Argus Leader reported. Lindell said he was in pain and he wants everyone to know about the evil in the world. He didn't go into details about the incident. Police spokesman Sam Clemens said in a telephone interview with the Associated Press that officers took a report Thursday morning of an assault in a hotel located near the symposium. He said the assault allegedly took place at 11:30 p.m. Wednesday. No one was taken to a hospital, Clemens said. Oh shoot, this wasn't the article that actually had the details. Here it is. This is the article, sorry. Hydrate. Quote, he put his arm around and stuck his finger. It was so much pressure. I just knew if I did anything, something more was coming, Lindell said, gesturing to his side. He jammed it in where it was just piercing pain. Mike Lindell. Oh, uh-oh. Hello? That was weird. It, sounded really bad for a sec. Mike Lindell was poked. And he called the police because he was poked. Someone poked him. And he called the police and kept bringing it up during the symposium. He was severely injured. He was poked. Shut the fuck up, Peter. Dynamite Jellyfish says, Peter, you dense cabbage. The only thing of my pillow guy that hurts is his pride and his feelings. Butternut Squash, thanks for 7 months. And Logart says, the Chuck Tingle book about Mike Pillow sounds hot.
7 ways a cyber symposium was attacked. But then again, all these attacks confirm that the deep state is threatened. So
Peter, no one was attacked. Mike Lindell has a paranoid victim complex. He's a psycho.
So, don't worry about it. Even with all the attacks, it was a major success. We still found out tons of information. We found out that they were deleting data. We found out that they had programs in there to make it so easy to cheat. They had, they were cheating by, for example, Mike Lindell's documentary where he came out, completely 9-0, as that was called.
Complete 9-0.
And
wait, why do I know the name of Mike Lindell's documentary, but you don't?
We also have the evidence where it shows that all the people who were hacking in and out, and there's just so much evidence of hacking and cheating and deleting and messing and software. And all of it, we have all of it thanks to the Space Force technology that caught it all digitally. And we've done a full forensic audit, which is enough to decertify election completely. Guys, this is big. The tides have turned. We've gone on the offensive, and August is going to be...
Don't worry, guys. We've gone on the offensive. Simple Cat Girl says, I had period cramps that attacks me that was more hurtful than Lindell being poked. Probably literally true.
Being amazing.
He was just poked. He's just a big baby. The plastic, the LED strip came in.
And it's going to get better every month. So stay hopeful, stay excited. If anyone asks what happened to Cyber Symposium, you can say it was attacked a lot, but we got a ton of information about how they cheated, whether it was deleting information or flipping votes or changing software. They cheated in every way they could. And so, guess what? Cheaters lose. So, I'm very excited.
Peter, first of all, there was no election fraud. I cannot restate that enough. There just wasn't. Okay? I'm clear on that. Secondly, I'm going to be real with you. I can tell you, and I said this before, Peter is incredibly immature. And one of the reasons I'm going to tell you this is because if you genuinely believe the proverb that cheaters never prosper, You don't live in the real world. Again, the election wasn't hacked. There was no election fraud. But just the, like, idea that cheaters always are punished. Grow up. Grow up, Peter. Logarth says, poked in the ribs by the totally real evidence of election fraud, and it is in fact totally real and not pathetic figment of my deranged imagination, and is also my gay lover, is the title of that Chuck Tingle book. Someone send me a link, please, to the Amazon page or something.
I think this is going to turn into an amazing thing.
Remember when Mike Lindell said Trump was going to be reinstated on, like, the 13th of this month or the 14th? Fun.
No one took Mike Lindell's $5 million offer. He's like, prove to me this is wrong. No one took it.
Hydrate.
That's more
Peter, that was not the condition of it at all. Actually, go read it, if you can read.
Evidence they can bring to court. So I'm very excited. Look forward to where this is going to go. And don't worry about the attacks. Attacks just mean we're winning. And I just do want to point out that the more winning we do, the more attacking it's going to happen. The more we're over the target, the more damage we're doing, the more Deep State is going to attack in many different ways.
Didn't Mike retract the 5 million challenge anyways? I think they ended up not being able to do it because the data that they were supposed to go over, he said, was corrupted, aka he didn't actually have any data. Or the data he did have, someone finally told him, it doesn't show that, Mike. You're going to lose $5 million.
Ways.
Give him 10 minutes to write it.
So don't worry about the comment section. Don't worry that people are attacking me or Trump or anything like that. We're all safe. It's all going to work out. We are winning. But as we reach the climax to this win, the attacks will intensify. That's just the nature of the warfare that we're going through. So anyway, be excited, be hopeful, trust the plan. God bless you, and God bless America.
Jesus, Peter, you're so fucking bad. This video is entitled, Be My Friend. I'm assuming he's going to beg for money in this one. Vulcan Princess, thanks for 14 months. And Logarth says, also the terms of the 5 million prize was to prove a negative, which is like asking someone to disprove God. The Dynamite Jellyfish says, Peter, Japan was hit by 2 nukes. Does that mean they super won?
Hey guys.
Hi.
Would you be my friend?
Okay.
I'm looking for patriots who would love to be
Oh, patriots. Oh, fuck. Okay.
email buddies with me. Now, I'll tell you my email at the end of this video.
Oh, no. Is he legitimately asking for friends in this? I thought he was just going to beg for money. This is going to be super sad. Oh.
Because I only want the people who are really interested in being my friend to get to...
Oh.
email me, but I'd like some friends. I do have...
Oh. 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 This is just sad.
friends, but the ideal type of friendship for me is someone who's passionate about similar interests, who's passionate about politics, who likes to...
Peter, for the record, you and I used to email and you stopped talking to me, okay? It's not my fault you incriminated yourself on stream.
Just talk, you know, get to know each other and like talk about stuff that we have in common. I do have friends, but I don't have so many friends who are on the same page with me politically, and that is valuable.
Yeah, this isn't good. Peter's basically looking for people to reinforce each other's delusions, and that's not good.
My audience, my demographic that I'm targeting is my ideal demographic for friendship as well. Because, well, you know, smart, patriotic people who trust Trump, love Trump, you know, that's my jam right there. So I'd like to know if you'd be my friend. This is a weird video. I was wondering if I was going to post this video. I was thinking about it a lot. But at the end of the day, I decided to post it because...
I'm genuinely not going to make fun of this, because why would I? Peter's apparently lonely, and that sucks. And there's nothing to make fun of in regard to that. I am concerned, though, that he's specifically asking for people who are just going to deepen his echo chamber in terms of this conspiracy nonsense. That's not good. It would be great if you went out and actually made more friends, because I think those social connections can help kind of pull you back into reality, which is something I think he is severely lacking right now. This isn't good, though. He's just going to find people who are going to reinforce the nonsense that he already believes, and that's not good for him. It's just going to further alienate him from the real people in his life around him.
It's not so easy to, as someone who's as busy as I am, to go out and make friends, but
Peter doesn't have a job.
And also, I don't have that much time, but just like finding...
I guess he does take care of his kids, though, according to him.
People, viewers.
That's a pretty full-time job.
Who want to be my email buddies, just talk about politics or like share links with each other or debate or discuss anything like that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Now, I won't be able to reply to every email. Realistically speaking, I have a lot.
Nick says, oops, forgot the Corgo. How do you even meet friends anyway? Asking for a friend. Also missed bits. Oh, did I? Nick says, I don't blame Mike Pillow for freaking out like that because he's just so paranoid with the Q shit. I mean, I guess. And how do you make friends? Internet does honestly help. A lot of people make friends on the internet. A lot of people make friends in my chat, casually. If you're talking in person, going to places where you're interacting with other people help. I don't know how to explain this in not a creepy way. I'm not talking about going to clubs or anything, because a lot of people don't like that. I'm not someone who's ever enjoyed that, or bars or anything. But, I don't know, if you can find local groups that get together for different activities, if there's, it depends on the city, but you can find groups for just about anything. If you wanted to join something like a D&D group, you could probably find people and maybe make some friends through that. I don't know. Activities and stuff help. E-Tune says, just noticed you're drinking the new Coke Zero. How is it? It's very good. I like this better than the old Coke Zero. If the old Coke Zero was 60% tasted like regular Coke, this is about 80%. So it's very good. I highly recommend it if you are an enjoyer of the flavor of Coca-Cola, but don't want all the sugar and calories. Dynamite Jellyfish says, this could just be a sympathy play by Peter also. I guess it could be, I don't know. But I'm not going to assume that. I think he probably just really wants friends. Jamie Lynn 46 says, are you at your new place yet? 3-month anniversary. Just moved 2 weeks ago or so. Love you, Hannah. Go get Peter. Give him hell. Yeah, I'm in my new place. This is the new office. It's still a work in progress, but, we're working on it. Kirthan says, I met one of my bridesmen in a video game, Overwatch specifically. Yeah, a lot of people make friends online these days. New Coke Zero, yes. Tea with Goblin says, how to make friends. Step 1, big bouncy anime titties. Step 2. Step 3, friends.
On my plate, but I will reply to as many as possible. I do want to connect more with the audience. I've been connecting a little bit with Nancy, Peggy, Nubian Queen, Clint, Peter. There's some people who I've been connecting with, and I really am enjoying it. The friendships I've acquired through this channel is something I didn't really expect, but it's a nice bonus because really, really like my audience. One of my favorite things to do at all in the channel is just to live stream and chat with you guys and spend some time with you guys. I really, really enjoy that because you guys are entertaining, fun, smart, and that's something I really like. Now I hear that the Democrats now, they're going to be in the comment section Peter has no friends. They're so upset that I'm a happy Republican. They're triggered by it and trying so hard to hurt my feelings. Peter, trying to hurt my feelings so bad. Little do they know I have a very thick skin. They can't hurt my feelings. The only reason I've been removing these people from the comment section is because they're not really adding to the conversation. But I'd like to be your friend. If you'd like to be my friend, email me at healthsanctuaryfamily@gmail.com. That's healthsanctuaryfamily@gmail.com, like my channel, healthsanctuaryfamily@gmail.com. Email, hit me up, agree with me, disagree with me, even talking to me in the comment section. I do read all the
Nick says, you joined a party that literally says, fuck your feelings, right?
comments. I really enjoy
Again, I'm not making fun of this. This is sad. I'm not going to make fun of this video.
connecting
I do want to see it, though, because I'm just curious where it goes.
with you guys, discussing with you guys. And I think it's a good opportunity for me to really find people who have the same interests, who are smart, who are on the same page as me, who just want to become email buddies. Like, realistically speaking, I wouldn't have much time to video call or anything like that. So a lot of people have been asking to video call me, and I'm just like, I think I've taken one video call after like a dozen requests, but I'm very, very busy. Emails is better because I can just like reply when I have time. But yeah, long story short, even though it's odd to ask, you never see YouTuber be like, meet my friend.
Also, the asking how to meet friends things was a joke, hence for a friend. Oh, I missed that.
Maybe because they're like, I'm too famous to be friends with these people who are not famous. But like, I don't really care. I don't consider myself to be famous.
That's good and should go unspoken because you're not famous.
And even if I did, I'm just an ordinary person at the end of the day, and there's really nothing special about me. So I'd like to meet ordinary,
Jamie Lynn says, I'm transgender and I'm male to female. My breast hasn't grown basically at all. My friend has drag queen friends, and he thinks they could help me with learning how to use a bra and stuffing it until I grow my own. Is that something transgender people can do, and should we? For one, let me be clear, I'm not the arbiter of what trans people can or should do. But my opinion, yeah. If that makes you comfortable, do it. Absolutely. You can do whatever you want. Do it if it makes you happy. That's awesome. And yes, breast forms also exist as a thing that some trans women get. They're basically like, it's kind of like a bra type deal, but it has artificial breasts on it that you wear. So that's a thing. So yeah, go for it. Whatever makes you happy. Don't be self-conscious about it, really. Like, if it makes you feel more like yourself and comfortable in your body, you should do it.
Help people as well. Just, let's just have a deeper.
I'm just gonna put this out there just because, like, I'm very fortunate. I've had good luck with my hormones. But yeah, if I hadn't, I would do that. So yeah, go for it.
Connection and talk politics, and it'd make me really happy. I'd really enjoy that. This is one of the perks of having a channel where you get to interact with people who are passionate about the same thing you are. So let me know if you want to be my friend. Agree with me, disagree with me, debate with me. I love the intellectual conversation. I'm not really into small talk. I don't have time for that. But
see, that's a shame, Peter. That's like don't get me wrong. I enjoy having like intellectual, if you want to call it that, conversations with people. But like, just small talk, talking about your life or what's going on, generally in pop culture. Those are really great, fun conversations, and if all you're ever doing is talking about something that you think is intensely important, that's going to stress you out. Like, you need time to just deflate, and you need time to kind of chill out. I don't think that's very healthy to only ever talk about intense political things that you think are the most important thing in the world.
But I do like people who email me and confront me when they think I'm wrong, or debate with me, or provide me like links and stuff that they think are so interesting or helpful. Like, I really do appreciate it. And there's people who've been doing that, and I'm like, dang, this is
rice and pantyhose. That might genuinely work well, but it just makes me think of that 40-year-old virgin bit where he's like, when you grab it, it's like a bag of sand.
really enjoyable. This is fun. Sometimes I wish I could give them more because they're really just sending me links and stuff like that, and I can barely reply to them, but I really enjoy connecting with my audience and commenting on you guys when I have time and stuff like that. So let me know if you want to be my friend, email buddy, something like that. I would really enjoy that, and hopefully you would too. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day, and I really appreciate you watching this video. Thank you so much.
Well, that was just kind of sad. I hope Peter finds some friends. Hopefully they're able to talk about something other than the stuff Peter normally talks about. Okay, this is his most recent video. It came out earlier today. Proof that Trump is coming soon. Trump is winning episode 4.
Ultimately, we always win.
Is Colin back in chat? Which account is like a troll? Just let me know so I can keep an eye.
Welcome back, Patriots. Thank you for joining me. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about the biggest bombshell proof that I have that Trump is coming back. And it's a video.
Hershey Highway My Way. That does sound like Call or one of his people, doesn't it? Raven says, it's a toxic masculinity thing. Most of us were told to compartmentalize and turn off our humanity for the sake of completing a task and job. It's a balancing act that most of us can't keep up for long. The boomerang effect from what Peter is doing is going to be really bad. Yeah. Oh, that's weird.
Video of Trump saying he's coming back. Are you kidding me? Now, if you watch my videos religiously, you've seen this clip before, but it's a big deal because when Trump says, I'm going to be back sooner than you think, that's the biggest promise he's ever made in his life, the most important promise, and since he's an honest,
Peter, why would he start keeping promises now?
Honorable man who keeps his promises, he will keep it. Let me show that video in 1 second. My name is Peter Hanna, and this is Trump is winning.
God. M. Wade, thank you for 5 months.
All right, guys, so let me dive right into it. Trump said, I think this was like a month and a half ago, this video came out where he says, we're going to take back the Senate, we're going to take back the House or something like that, and we'll be taking back the White.
I swear to God, it's going to be like 5 years from now, and if Donald Trump is still alive, or frankly, even if he isn't, Peter's going to be like, 5 years ago. I don't know why Peter became an old man in 5 years, probably the stress. 5 years ago, Trump said this thing in a speech, and that means he's coming back.
White House, and sooner than you think it's going to be something really special. Now, try to understand the magnitude of what you just heard. Trump, who keeps his promises, if you...
I just gotta call. Look, we all know it's you. Why do you waste your time watching me when you clearly, like, just hate me and are, like, disgusted by me? Are you that fucking salty? Put out better content.
Trust him. 100% trust Trump. And
Thanks, Baja.
I know he keeps his word. If Trump was losing, why would he say, I'll be taking back the White House?
Fuck it, I'll double team Colin and Peter at the same time. And don't phrasing me, that was intentional.
Sooner than you think. Let me show you the clip and then I will continue talking about it.
We're going to take back the White House, and sooner than you think, it's going to be really something special.
So as you can see, he says, we'll be taking back the White House sooner than you think. It's going to be something really special. I know them.
Peter! It's a platitude. It's a platitude? It's a platitude.
Democrats are going to laugh and be like, wow, Trump's a liar, CNN told me, blah, 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 blah.
No, I know Trump is a liar because I've heard his words and seen his actions, and they don't match up.
Blah, 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 whatever. But if you're a Republican, think back. Has Trump kept his promises?
Call, if you're going to troll, actually troll. Come on.
Let's see. He reduced the amount of laws, legislation.
Imagine liking a political candidate, and one of your positives is he reduced legislation. Peter already covered this clip. I know he has. It's all he has, though.
He kept that promise. He built a wall like he promised. An amazing...
No, Peter, what? No, he didn't. What? I think they completed like 10 or 15 miles of a new wall, and part of it fucking fell over.
Wall. He built up the economy like he promised. The GDP he promised. He's promised so many things, like criminal reform, which he managed to.
Is Fudge Factory back? He's Hershey Highway My Way now. I don't know if he changed his name or if his other account got banned because,
do and there's just so many things. Build up the military, peace deals. He promised
peace deals, like the one he tried to broker with the Taliban. How'd that one go, Peter?
World to us, as all politicians do. But Trump kept his promises better than any president ever. And now the biggest promise he's ever done in his entire life is...
I want Call for an Uprising to debate Peter, just because they're both crazy, but in completely different ways. Call is a more all-around conspiratorial person who doesn't trust any sort of partisan political belief system. So he's not like a fan of Trump or anything. He's just like your all-around non-partisan crazy. And Peter is an absolutely bonkers, full-on Trump-loving cultist. So I really want to hear them have a discussion and see who wins, air quote.
we'll be taking back the White House sooner than you think. Think about it for a second. Are people expecting Trump to come back in 2028? No.
I don't even know if he'll be alive in 2028. He's old.
Ooh. Were some people expecting Trump to come back in 2024?
I think Call for an Uprising talks about anal more than I do. And I actually like things up there.
So, based on that, when he says, sooner than you think, what do you think that means? It means Trump is winning, of course. There's no explanation. Listen to it again.
We're going to take back the White House, and sooner than you think.
Sooner than you think. That sounds like something very exciting. Sounds like, when Trump says our brightest days are just ahead, it sounds imminent. And so that's something very exciting.
Imminent?
If Trump didn't have a legal plan to accomplish this, then why exactly would he even say it?
Ego. The grift. He's a liar. Logarth says, sooner than I think. Multiplying any number by 0 is still 0. Simple Cat Girl says, I ever wondered if Call would make, like, a documentary of Inter? What? That's not even a full thought.
He keeps his promises, and he's an honorable person, and is the most important promise he's ever made.
Hydrate. Okay.
Made to humanity. It's a big promise because he needs to come back and save the world, right? And he's promised it. And what's interesting is that for months I said this, guys, he'll be back.
About his experience here. Wait, what was the context? I already forgot. Wonder if Call would make like a documentary of experience here. I don't know. I don't know if anything interesting has happened. Hydrate.
He said our brightest days are just ahead. Don't worry, he'll be back soon. Don't worry. Well, I've been saying it. I've been saying it over and over and over again, and people are, you have Democrats who will think I'm hilarious, but I'm just repeating what Trump, at the time I was saying it because I understand politics enough to know that Trump wouldn't abandon all these billions of people to die.
Trump would abandon you to die if there was a 50-cent piece somewhere that he had access to, but he had to push a button to murder everyone else. What the fuck are you talking about, Peter?
And that's what would happen. If he wasn't president again soon, billions of people would die.
No. Wow. Porcelain Giant, thanks for 9 months, says, you look nice today. Thank you. That stream baby, we're going to call this stream baby a call for an auto mod. That's the name of this stream baby. Wow, you guys can't see unless you're a mod, but holy shit. Lovely.
So he's not going to abandon billions of people. That's why I knew he had to come back. And then Trump comes out with this video months later, after months of me saying, oh, he'll be come back this year, don't worry about it, and all that stuff like that. Trump comes out with this video, and he's like, I'll be back sooner than you think. Confirming what I've been saying. The Democrats will like to make fun of me, be like, oh, Peter's moving the goalposts, moving the goalposts. I inform people of goalposts and then put probabilities like 10% chance something will happen. Then 15% chance, and Democrats.
Peter, as goalposts get closer, you change the percentage. Meaning in a statistical way, if you want to call what you do statistics, even though it's not. It's random feelings that you put a layer of numbers on top of. Sorry, I'm trying to clear this. I don't need to clear the queue. It's fine.
Try to attack me with that. But what they can attack me with is the fact that this is a real video of Trump saying, I'll be back sooner than you think. So that's a fact. It's a real video. If you're a Republican and you don't trust Trump, I'm sorry, this video is not for you. If you're a Republican and
thanks, Baha.
Sorry about the sirens.
I thought those were coming from outside my place.
You're a Republican and you trust Trump, that can only mean one thing.
The school system has failed you.
He'll be back soon. So be excited, be hopeful, cheer up, guys. It's all gonna work out. Trump wouldn't.
Hershey Highway my way. If you want to be bit bossed, you gotta give me bits. So call if you want to give me money. Go for it. Rublum says, Hannah, what was that thing right wingers do where they say the other side is guilty of stuff they do? The word is on the tip of my tongue. Projection? Are you thinking of the word projection?
Say this unless he was winning. Trump is winning. We are winning. God wins. Remember that. Cheer up, guys. And the reason I want to make this video is what he says in this video is so big. I don't even think people really understand the magnitude. We have one of the most heroic, most powerful, honest people on earth doing the most important promise of his lifetime, which is exactly what we want to hear. Which is he's coming back soon. That is huge. So keep that in mind. If you're a Republican that trusts Trump but is worried for any reason, don't worry. Don't worry. I mean, get involved politically, but you don't need to worry because Trump is coming back.
He's not.
Soon, in his own.
He might try and run in 2024. There's an off chance he'll try and run for some other kind of seat in 2022. But he's not returning in any of the ways Peter claims he's going to.
Words, he said it. So be hopeful, be happy, cheer up, trust the plan. God bless you, and God bless America.
You don't think Hershey is call? Might not be. I have no idea. Could just be one of his fans, or could be a rando who saw the other day that someone who was similarly like call, and now they're just doing the same thing. Who knows? Why is his music so loud? Bad at sound mixing, I'm guessing. Okay, so that's what's been going on with Peter. Still delusional. Not fun. Whoever it is a very similar speech pattern. Yeah. That's why I think it's Call. He writes exactly like Call talks. But that could be intentional. D-Zug says, if you replace Trump with Santa Claus and winning with coming, half the stuff Peter says still works. Thrash Mio says, if Trump rides on a Santa sleigh in some kind of event, MAGAs be like, Trump will be reinstated on Christmas. He will be delivered to the White House by Santa. Hydrate. Okay. Okay. Hershey Highway guy, whether you're Call or someone else, say something interesting in the next minute or I'm gonna ban you. Just because I don't have time to pay attention to you. Like, I would like to engage, but you actually have to say something worth engaging with. So please do, because I'd like to have an actual conversation. Alright, people sent me a whole bunch of links, so let's see what those are about. Wow, okay, man threatens to blow up Disney executives' homes, ranted about Activision, sent 186 tweets in 3 hours. Okay. Wow. This should do. I hear it's amazing when the famous purple stuffed worm in Flapjaw Space with the tuning fork does a raw blink on Harakiri Rock. I need scissors, 61. Sitting Cow 2, thanks for gifting a sub. Yeah, random isn't interesting. Just for the record. A man went on a prolific tweet storm ranting about a video game company's ongoing legal problems and threatening to blow up Disney executive homes. Florida authorities say deputies arrested Stephen James Jordan, 31, on Thursday and booked him into the Pinas, not sure, county jail on your online record show. According to authorities, Jordan made a Twitter account on Sunday, August 8th. It went off the rails quickly based on the allegations. Jordan made 186 posts within 3 hours, deputies said in a news release. The suspect made a total of more than 200 tweets on the account. Peneus Sheriff spokesperson Deputy Amanda Sinney told Long Crime in an email. Jordan was arrested because he allegedly wrote Disney some threatening tweets, going as far as to tag them at Disney. Oh no. I will toss a hand grenade through their loft window, or we will blow up all of your execs' houses with C4. Fucking yikes. Direct threats. Don't do that. Poetic Fox, thanks for 400 bits. Appreciate it. Alright, Hershey Highway My Way, you've yet to say anything interesting in the last minute. So better luck with the next account. I'll see you when you decide to do that. Mike Max with a link. There were several other tweets directed at Activision Games in reference to their video games derogatory comments about their executives and other current litigation issues. Peneus deputies wrote, the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing sued video games giant Activision Blizzard last month, saying that a 2-year investigation found prolific discrimination and harassment by the company against female employees. Poetic Fox with a bunch of bits says, I did it! I'm now the stream boss. Nice. Twitter suspended Jordan's account Monday, August 9th. According to the arrest affidavit, an investigator spoke to Jordan on the phone. I later made telephonic contact with Steven, and he uttered he posts stupid things on Twitter and did not want to get arrested. After getting a Miranda warning, Jordan admitted to writing the tweets. Jordan faces a count of threatening to throw, place, or discharge a destructive device. Deputies said he was previously convicted of false report about planting a bomb, explosive, or weapons of mass destruction. In that case, he threatened to open fire at a Masonic lodge in Clearwater, Florida. Are we sure this guy isn't Call? Jordan posted a $10,000 bond. You get it. Yeah, that's stupid. Wow, he got caught for bomb threats before and he still didn't learn. What an idiot. Who's this guy? Someone just sent me this guy. Some sort of conspiracy person?
Secret societies often portray those who are
up in the back there. It's well known that...
Alright, I'll save this for another day. I gotta go and find some videos for it. I lost 200 pounds with my Powerpuff. Lost 200 pounds? I don't get it. Oh no. That took me a second. Oh fuck.
Central.
I can't just play. I'm not just gonna play a clip of Judge Dredd. Can you post cat pics in chat? Yeah, I'm probably gonna have someone else check them first, but you don't get it? That's good. Guys, the joke is he was fucking the Powerpuff Girls doll. It's a joke from a children's show. I actually don't know if the joke was actually from the show or if someone just made the meme. Cats. Cute cats. Hey guys, Bryson Gray just dropped the hottest new anti-vax rap ever made. Are you ready? Too bad. Hold on, I think it needs to be a little more hype in here for this, okay? Hold on, how do I... Okay.
I am not wearing no mask, I'm not taking no vaccine. They tell me I should comply, but I do not know what that means. Got my Bible, got my guns, y'all not taking neither one. I'm not hiding, I'm not changing, I won't bow and I don't run. You know real patriots rock with me and I don't really care who don't. People say they gon' do something to me, but I know they won't. Real patriots coming through, ain't talking Brady and Gronk. I'm a right wing nut, hey, but I'm with all the smoke. Do you wear your mask? Nah. Are you gon' get that back? Nah. Are you gon' censor yourself? Nah. You gon' get the government your straps? Nah. You gon' let them take away your speech? Nah. What if they ban your tracks? So? What if they ban your social? So? Are you gon' turn up to the max? And the message to the GOP, you will never beat the left. If you tryna be the left, that's the way to beat yourself. I'm done compromising values and I'm not wasting time. Transgenderism should be illegal, make abortion a crime. And they say, Bryson, boy, calm down. Now I cross every line. If they gon' push their beliefs on kids, then I'm about to push mine. I am not wearing no mask, I'm not taking no vaccine. They tell me I should comply, but I do not know what that means. Got my Bible, got my guns, y'all not taking neither one. I'm not hiding, I'm not changing, I won't bow and I don't run. You know real patriots rock with me and I don't really care who don't. People say they gon' do something to me, but I know they won't.
Patriots popping out, Democrats always selling out. First they took my Instagram, now the feds trying to take my bands. For Giotto, Bryson Gray in DC with
the Democrats took my Instagram.
Icon. Won't catch me with no mask on. I'm the mayor of Magaville. I'm with my gang in the battlefield. You know they proud of your boy. POIB for sure. I'd rather take a bullet than a vaccine. Mama told me be a gangster, not a sheep. So now you back in the blue. We voting red in the booth. DeSantis and Trump. We the people, what's up?
I am not wearing no mask, mask, I'm not taking no vaccine. They tell me I should comply, but I do not know what that means. Got my Bible, got my guns, y'all not taking neither one. I'm not hiding, I'm not changing, I won't bow and I don't run. You know real patriots rock with me and I don't really care who don't. People say they gon' do something to me, but I know they won't. Real patriots coming through, ain't talking Brady and Gronk. I'm a right winger, hey, but I'm with all the smoke.
That was fucking bad, even by Bryson standards. Yikes. Hold on, let me fix this. Better. NetCirc, thanks for 7 months, says thanks, I hate it. Big Sweet Demon with a link.
Penis serious, penis delirious, go into the woods, call the penis mysterious. Penis various, penis hilarious, don't know the age of the penis Aquarius. Penis ponticulus, penis meticulous, wearing my clown shoes and penis ridiculous.
D-Zug says Bryson is using double negatives to communicate to us that he really wants to wear a mask and get the vaccine. Flannel is bored with 2 months, says, thanks for giving me content, buddy. I hate what you watch, but I love watching it with you. I'm glad. Mike Mac says, if your parents want you to be a gangster, they failed as parents, my dude. 82% of level 1 of the hype train. Two Man says, listen to that just made think of this. Purple Nickel says, hype train! Thanks. Who's this guy? Someone sent this guy to me. Bardlock Moses with 1,000 bits. Thanks for the bits. I missed Sky Comet Fallen's bits. Let me look, I'm sorry. Says, not listening and just doing early 2000s high school dance rap dance. Kirathan says, whack, more like whack. Buka the Duka, thanks for 300 bits. I'll save this guy. Oh, I already did. We good. Donald Trump speeches as an emo song.
I am being viciously attacked with lies and smears. I think it's a disgrace. And I say that, and I say that.
Tube Man says Bryson Gray is a disgrace to our community. I'm sorry to hear that.
Kind of a guy, and that's not me. What the hell is going on? They're sneaky, dirty rats. Really not a bad person, by the way. The American dream is dead. We're dying! We're dying! I've never said I'm a perfect person, nor pretended to be someone that I'm not. Anyone who knows me knows these words don't reflect who I am. The media is so dishonest and so corrupt, and the pile-on is so amazing. The whole thing is one big fix.
84% to level 2 of the hype train.
One big fix. It's one big ugly lie. It's one big fix. The press can't write the kind of things they write, which are lies, lies, lies. Stories of fabrications and false. They write lies, they write false stories. They know they're false, it makes no difference. And frankly, our country is going to hell. I've always been thin-skinned, the tone is such hatred. I've been thin-skinned from day one. The tone is such hatred.
Bardlock Moses, thanks for gifting a sub.
I don't have thin skin. I have very strong, very thick skin. And I don't call it thin-skinned, I'm angry. I'm very angry. What do you have to lose by trying, Trump? What do you have to lose?
Over 500,000 Americans. D-Sug says, oh, it's my favorite emo group, Dipshit Confessional. And Nick says, Tansy. I don't want to do Tansy. 16% to level 3.
Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
We have some great...
Sorry, I was just checking my messages real quick. Making sure Baja didn't need anything. Fox News isn't 80 power, but I guess I'm subscribed to this guy. I don't remember subscribing to him, but... Hans Wormhat's back to regularly posting, and it makes me sad. He got away from the conspiracy thing for a while, and now he's just, like, back at it. Cold Stare says, yeah, what a fun day this has been. Ankles hurt so bad. Someone from chat, come rub my ankles, please. I will not pay you, and I will not thank you. God, I'm excited for the new Samsung phones. It's time to upgrade my phone, and I'm getting the new Flip one, the Flip Z. It's gonna be good shit. Okay, I've been putting this off because I didn't want to. Okay, it's time. Purple Nickel, thanks for 100 bits. It's time to watch the quartering video. This time he's talking about Gina Carano for some reason. Let's find out why. If you're getting a flip phone in 2021, do you know what I mean by flip phone? I mean one of these flip phones that are like, it's a folding screen. I don't mean like a flip phone, like a clamshell phone. Purple Nickel, thanks for 100 bits. Steve with the Q, thanks for 300 bits. So anyway, like I was saying, the quartering's here to talk about Gina Carano for some reason. Let's see what he has to say. Tea with Goblin says, I'm surprised Jeremy, Lord of Patriarchy, aren't hopping mad about the Captain Carter episode of the Marvel What If. I know Heels versus Babyface was. I don't know if the quartering made a video. He hasn't. Heels versus Babyface did, though, which I pulled up. I don't know if I'll watch it, though. This is just like a clip from Death Proof, I think. Let's see. Gina Carano has revealed her first project after being fired from The Mandalorian. She'll play a woman hunting down a serial killer in a movie based on Eric Red's novel White Knuckle. I think this is... Is this the project she's doing with Daily Wire? D-Zug, thanks for gifting a sub.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quarter.
Why was she fired? Transphobic shit, weird right-wing comparing the plight, air quotes, of right-wingers to Jews during the Holocaust, you know. 65% to level 3 with like 10 seconds left, so it's probably not going to make it, but we did one earlier, so.
Ordering, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I know someone who's having a wonderful day, and that would be the beautiful, the intelligent Gina Carano, as her first film project details come out, and it looks like there's actually some really big names attached to it. Gina Carano on her first...
Yeah, this is with the Daily Wire. I'm sure this Daily Wire Ben Shapiro produced film will do great.
Film project with the Daily Wire. It feels as I have wings.
That's true. She wasn't fired. She just wasn't rehired. Her contract was already over, and they were having preliminary discussions to maybe do a spin-off for Disney Plus with the character she played in The Mandalorian. And then she put her foot in her mouth and basically destroyed her whole career. So now she has to be in sort of the side of actors and actresses like Kevin Sorbo or Dean Cain that basically exclusively cater to chuds and creationists. Not a great place for your career to go. You'll get work, but it'll be terrible work that'll make you look like an idiot. Cool Cat says, I mean, Run, Hide, Fight was good for cheesy reasons. I heard it was terrible, but if you say so.
Just 6 months after exiting the hit Disney Plus series The Mandalorian, actress Gina Carano is gearing up for her first film project. Produced by the Daily Wire, Carano's film is said to pay homage to classics like True Grit, Duel, and Breakdown. Gina Carano said in a statement, I feel completely ignited to be creating this thriller with the Daily Wire and Bonfire legend. I feel I'm exactly where I need to be in this moment of my life. Horror and screenwriter Eric Reed, by the way, from The Hitcher and Near Dark, is basing the script on the novel White Knuckle. Carano starred...
Gina was the worst part of The Mandalorian, right? She was, like, serviceable for the small part she played, but she wasn't... And again, I thought this before the, like, dumb shit she said. This is not just because I think she's, like, kind of a shitty person, or at least kind of dumb. I just don't think she's a good actress. I think she used to be, like, an MMA fighter or something. Or a wrestler. I don't remember. But, like, she's one of those people who comes from that world, which can either go really well or really badly. And I just don't think she works, but whatever.
Ours is a strong-willed, but...
I'm not saying she should never get work again. I just don't like her. I'm completely fine with the fact that Disney decided to part ways. UFC? Okay. Ronda Rousey route. Gotcha.
Traumatized woman who manages to escape a crazy long-haul truck driver. Upon reaching safety, she hires another trucker to help track him down and...
Oh, it's one of those movies. It's an homage where it's she's like on the highway and a trucker starts chasing her. Yeah, okay.
And his spree. After Disney fired her over a social media post,
Tea with Goblin says Singapore, if you're fired and transphobic, it's if you're fired and transphobic, it's your fault. If you're fired and transphobic, it's your fault. If you made some shitty tweets and get fired by elites, if you're fired and transphobic, it's your fault. E-Tune says, I'm surprised Jeremy hasn't had anything to say about Free Guy yet. Too thinky for him? Did that come out? Is it only in theaters, or can I get that like on Amazon? Because I actually did kind of want to see that. I don't think it'll be great, but I like Ryan Reynolds and the idea is cute. Stephen J. Neptune Man says, Dean Cain went from Superman to regular guest on Louder with Crowder. Is this Gina's fate? Yeah. Purple Nickel says, now Ming Na Wen in Mandalorian, however, she can step on me. Ming Na Wen, I don't remember what character that is.
Toronto teamed up with, yeah, we already know. The Daily Wire's first film was Run, Hide, Fight, which was released in January and resonated with audiences, earning a 93% positive.
Hold on. This is why you absolutely can't fucking trust audience ratings on any site ever. I just want to point this out. One sec. Like on IMDb, it's a 6.4 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 42% tomato meter and a 93% audience score. And this happens for tons of reasons and from various political perspectives. But any aggregated audience score, especially for a movie that involves any sort of political anything, like fucking Gina Carano, which is apparently political now because chuds are mad that she got not rehired for being a chud. It gets brigaded one way or the other. And it's always stupid.
Rating on Rotten.
What fucking website is he getting this from? The Post Millennial. So the site he's reading and sourcing from right now's top headline is Trump asks, who or what will Joe Biden surrender to next? It's a right-wing rag. Good to know.
Tomatoes. Now, obviously, critics didn't...
It's the site Andy NGO works for. That makes sense.
Care for it, but you know, I still haven't watched it. You guys keep telling me it's pretty decent, you know, for what it is. But hey, I mean, the fans like it, so what do you want? Of course, the controversy was a springboard for Carano, where a national poll found that 72% of Americans disagreed with Disney's decision to terminate her. Casting directed David, I don't know, from the Pale Door is set to be casting immediately. Well, the team is also in negotiations for director. Carano's aiming for early 2022 release. The first trailer slated to drop in February. The film will be exclusive to Daily Wire members and will be available worldwide.
You have to join Daily Wire in order to watch the movie? Oh, God. Colston says, I saw Ben Shapiro's movie. It wasn't bad, but its political message was so muted that it won't effectively change anyone's minds except Shapiro's own fans.
I mean, I think pretty good. You know, pretty good things. I hope that people don't kind of forget about the support that she needs. You could see she's exacting her revenge for firing just months after getting...
She's exacting her revenge on the largest media corporation in the history of the world by producing and starring in a shitty Ben Shapiro movie. Ooh. Imagine if, like... oh, God, why can't I remember the name? What's that famous revenge film where the girl gets assaulted and then goes and murders all the guys? It's really famous. I've seen both versions, but I can't remember the name for some reason. Someone say it so I could... I Spit on Your Grave, thank you. Imagine if I Spit on Your Grave was just... She, like, gets up and walks away after that. And instead of going to murder them all, she just wrote them strongly worded letters. Not even directly. Like, imagine she wrote in the local paper some sort of angry... letter. That's the level of revenge we have from Gina Carano here for damaging her career probably permanently and working with Ben fucking Shapiro.
Being canned from The Mandalorian, Gina Carano is making a return to the small screen by producing and starring in the revenge flick to be released by the Daily Wire. The Deadpool actress...
The Quartering cringe compilation, Don't Mind If I Do...
previously hinted at a cinematic collaboration back in February, but hadn't divulged any details till now. I'm completely ignited to be creating this, the 39-year-old former cage fighter told Deadline of the ambitious new project. The yet-to-be-titled action film will feature Carano as a strong-willed woman. Good, obviously.
In literally any other context, Jeremy would say that's bad and SJW propaganda, but it's a woman whose political slant is the same as his. So that's good.
You know, however, Carano...
Yeah, she's producing it. I think part of the agreement she made with Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire gave her some behind-the-scenes control, as well as acting.
Claims the upcoming...
Because she's legit, like, the most famous actor or actress I think they have behind these movies currently.
On-screen venture has a smorgasbord of influences, including Dual Breakdown and True Grit. I'm happy for it. The film is one of several movies in the works from right-wing rag, the right-wing rag, which aims to make inroads in the film industry they perceive as dominated by woke politics. In 2020, Daily Wire made their cinematic debut, Run, High, Fight, a thrill about a high school student trying to save herself and her classmates during an active situation. The latest film marks Carano's first on-screen appearance since she was fired from Disney Plus series The Mandalorian for her, of course, Instagram post. I don't know.
I thought there were Twitter posts.
You know, I think, well, first of all, I think that Gina's just fine. You know, from a career standpoint, a money standpoint, you know, and I hope that she isn't blacklisted in Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I doubt she is. Like, I thought her tweets were stupid, but I'm honestly a little surprised Disney even, like, got rid of her. Like, I don't think I like her as a person, and I don't think she's a good actress, but she may well get work in normal studios again. I don't know. Maybe even Disney at some point. Who knows? But, like, the right-wing persecution complex here is so funny. She could have gotten what is probably... How do I put this? If she had gotten a spin-off on Disney Plus, one of the most popular streaming services in the country right now, with upwards of 100 million subscribers, I'm not kidding, those are the numbers for Disney Plus right now, or close to it, last time I checked, and she had gotten to star in her own series, that would have been amazing for her career. And she threw it away to shitpost on Twitter. Really, really dumb.
Like, I don't know what...
She did it, and then they told her to stop, and then she did it again. Yeah, that's an issue. Disney can probably be like... If you fuck up once, and you're, like, working for Disney, I imagine they probably come to you, and they're like, hey, listen, we need you to not do this shit. Like, we're a huge media corporation, and what you do reflects upon us. So you need to tone it down, be a little more milquetoast or whatever. And I guess you just couldn't listen? That seems really stupid.
What kind of payday this Daily Wire deal is.
Gina was possessed by the evil version of Daddy Sume. That's just Daddy Sume.
And, you know, how much of a long-term... you know,
HBO Max is better than Disney Plus. I'm not arguing which is better. They're both some of the most popular streaming services right now. I'm just talking about them.
I think it's gonna be.
Pedro Pascal called her out directly. I did see that. Isn't Pedro's sibling trans or something? And it pissed him off? That's hilarious.
But I'm hoping that this is a good film. I hope, you know...
Yeah, you don't want to piss off the star of one of the most popular TV shows on the planet right now. The Mandalorian is incredibly popular. And even though he wears the helmet the whole time, people would give a shit if they recast The Mandalorian. The performance is more than just, you know, his face, or lack thereof, rather, you know?
If you look, though, if you actually look, you know, Gina's been in a lot of things, but... as far as I know, not really a leading role.
Yeah, 'cause she's not a really good actress. She is suitable in certain supporting roles. Again, in The Mandalorian, for the amount of time she was in it, it was fine, right? I don't know if I could have watched a whole spin-off with her as the lead. She's just, like, stilted. I don't know.
So this will definitely be a new thing for her.
AMS Merlin,
I don't know how,
thanks for following.
How much or who's going to co-star in it.
Valatara, thanks for following.
The person who's doing the screenplay, you know, has the right, you know, the right pedigree, I think, to do something pretty good. There's also somebody...
Oh yeah, she was in Deadpool, wasn't she? She was like she was a bad guy in Deadpool.
Who was on Bone Tomahawk, I thought, attached to this somewhere, but I can't find it anymore. I was looking for something.
I actually think she was better in Deadpool than she was in Mandalorian.
I don't know. One of these articles...
Maybe it's because she was a little briefer in the talking sections of Deadpool. Whereas in The Mandalorian, she had actual, like, scenes where she had to talk. I don't know.
One of these websites happened to mention it. You know, on a personal note...
Less is more with her. That's how I'll put it.
You know, I want to thank all of you for being so supportive to Gina. I know for a fact she sees it. I know she sees it on Twitter.
Bye Pagan Man, thanks for 2 months.
I know she watches videos. Obviously, she's got a lot going on, but...
She wasn't a character in Deadpool. I mean, she was a character in the sense that she was a henchman of the main bad guy. She was like the mini boss before Deadpool fought the main bad guy. She did the superhero landing.
But she's out there, and I think that it's important that we support this film because...
And this, by the way, is why it's total horseshit. Whenever Jeremy goes on about, like, oh, Hollywood's so woke and people just go and see movies because there's queer representation or women representation and it's bullshit. He's telling his audience to do the same thing, but in a chud way. He's saying, go and watch this movie on Daily Wire, not because it's necessarily going to be good or anything, but for political reasons. Go and watch this shitty movie because we don't like that Gina Carano got chastised by Hollywood and her bosses for being a shit.
I want alternatives to regular Hollywood stuff. I'm 100% fine watching a movie without, $150 million budget. I'm 100% fine with that. I think that...
Honestly, I think the age of, like, regular $150 million movies is not long for this world. Just putting it out there. Especially if theaters continue to go the way they are, considering no one... I shouldn't say no one. A lot of people aren't taking COVID seriously and are anti-vax pieces of shit. Like Jeremy!
In fact, some of my favorite movies are basically no special effects, only practical effects.
Agreed.
Or very little at all. And, I'm hoping that... My biggest fear is that it's going to be cheesy. That's my biggest fear. I really, really, really don't want it to be cheesy. When I hear this, like, oh, it's a conservative filmmaking company and they're handling it, you know what I think of? I think of, like, Hallmark Channel movies. I know that's not what the Daily Wire wants to do. I know that they're bringing in real talent, so I'm hoping that this is something that is good. It doesn't have to be amazing. My expectations for this film are like a 6.5 to 7.5 out of 10. I think that is how you measure success. I think it's important as viewers we understand that not to accept mediocrity, but to expect some growing pains. I mean, Hollywood's been doing this for 200 years or whatever, and these guys are pretty new at it.
Doesn't Jeremy cover the film industry for a living and he thinks movies are 200 years old? Does Jeremy know anything about the film industry that it's his job to discuss? What the fuck?
At it. And many of you said that Run, Hide, Fight was actually pretty decent. Maybe I'll finally make time to watch it this weekend. But I'm hoping beyond hope that this isn't a one-off for Gina, and I hope that by the...
Like, I think early Edison movies were the very, like, and I'm talking, like, proof of concept for the camera, for the motion camera, were in, like, the late 1800s, like the 1890s, and then the Edison Cameron projector in, like, the 1910s were starting to become a thing. Like, Jeremy, no, it's not 200 years old.
The way she doesn't, like, only have to make movies with the Daily Wire.
1888 was the beginning of film as we know it. Gotcha.
I hope that other studios will still give her work, because Lord knows that that Disney is not the bastion of morality anyway that they so claim to be.
I don't think anyone, except for maybe some weird neo-lib type people, think Disney is some bastion of morality. They're a giant corporation and they cater to their audience, and it so happens that the majority of their audience views gay and trans rights to be important, and therefore if one of their performers that they hire makes fun of that or is against that, their audience doesn't like that and they're going to respond in kind.
And
they aren't any more woke than the general public, Jeremy. You're just a chud.
If you make it this far in the video, by the way, it's Friday. I'm going to ask you for a small favor, and that is that if you aren't already, please do subscribe. I'm 250 subscribers away from 1.14 million subscribers. I know growth is slow now at this level, but I know
I think it kind of just depends on the content.
That still like 40% of my viewers aren't subscribed. And I know that it's never going to be 100%, but there's a little red subscribe button down below the video. I'm going to leave you with that thought. Please consider subscribing. Even if you have to create an account, it'll take 2 minutes. We have to support each other, and this is a free way, absolutely free way to support me. So I hope that you'll allow me to earn it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Jeremy actually hasn't done a Brie Larson video in a bit. It's kind of a shame. Him and Rich at Review Tech USA are having some kind of feud. I don't know what it's about, but someone tweeted at me about it the other day. Yeah, I don't know the last time he did, I'm sure he'll ramp up with the Brie Larson videos as it gets closer to the Marvels movie. Two lol cows are having a feud. Yeah, I used to watch Review Tech USA occasionally. I guess I don't remember enough to know what's up with Rich. I don't know why people don't like Rich. Jeremy made comments about Rich's kids. Yeah, that's not cool. Like, here, like, let me put it this way. I don't like Jeremy. I don't like a lot of the people I cover. I would never bring their kids into it, right? Unless I thought their kids were actively in danger or something. That's so fucked up. Like, we're adults, you know? Don't bring kids into it. Come on. Did Jeremy make a video about Robin being gay or bi? Someone did. I don't remember if it was Jeremy. Oh, someone sent this? It's some fan of, like, John Doyle made a rap or something?
Sped Gang 2. First off, the Sped Gang is here to say, if you don't watch John Doyle, you are gay. Stop watching porn, Coomer, and get a wife. Become about as masculine as Club Strife. Well, Dragoneer involves a dragon knight. I'll beat your wind cord like I'm Phoenix, right? Can't keep up with these bars we're spitting. We just killed this rap, we got a body count, like we're Hillary Clinton.
Lil Hillary, go ask Billy how I'll leave you.
Strangle you to pieces, like he did to Epstein, you know it's true. In Minecraft, of course, violence I do not endorse. Ready to get rid of both of you and Washington like an ugly divorce. You know society's mentally ill. Ben Shapiro is basically an Israel shill, true.
Savior of the West is Mike Lindell.
God jokes like we are David Chappelle, hee hee. Save the West with Sped Gang. It's fallen like Empire Charlemagne. Rip, cancel us, you gremlins are weak. You'll do about as much damage as Smash Sheet. The Sped Gang.
Oh yeah, time to save the West. Sped Gang, the best, the best, the best, the best.
Wait a minute, these guys live in an upper middle class to lower upper class suburban neighborhood? I'm shocked.
Let's go! It is Captain Spaceman from YouTube and Twitch. About to get rich. My flaming hot bars about to burn you like no wish. Blindly voting isn't
Cursal Massive, eat your heart out. I don't even know what that is.
You niche fucking bitch. Democracy is cringe. Recently on Sodom. Saving the West. We are going full throttle. Grab ya, pummel ya, wobble you to death. Put down the bottle. Get off of your alcohol and meth. Porn is an addictive drug. Stop denying it, Coomers. Now this country is dying because of stupid boomers. Washington didn't cross the Delaware, so your daughter can't have a OnlyFans in God's hands.
Save the West with Sped Gang.
Look at the fucking bougie neighborhood these losers live in. Good God. Stephen J. Neptune Man says, wow, what a hilarious joke. Nice meme. This is a joke, right? Please, for the love of God, tell me these guys are being ironic.
It's fallen like Empire Charlemagne.
I hope to God this is something these kids look back on in like 10 years and are horribly, horribly embarrassed by.
Rip, Chancellor, you gremlins are weak. You'll do about as much damage as Smash Sheep. This bad game.
Wow, that's fucking bad. Quartering cringe compilation?
People that... I think it's important to remind people that I'm a clown. I think it's important
to be marketed. I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea it was an agender robot until I watched your video.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't matter to 99% of people that play the game.
Like the Hitler video, exactly like the Hitler video.
Wait, then why did it matter enough for you to
this...
make like multiple videos on this stuff?
That's because what I do, man. What do? You create content too.
Usually I do things that I think matter. Like that's what I would make videos about, are things that I think are important to talk about. So I mean, like if you're gonna shit out like a constant stream of videos decrying the LGBT whatever fucking people in society, I think it would be reasonable for me to assume that, oh well, this person thinks this is a big deal. Are you telling me now that none of the videos you put on your channel are things you care much about?
Some videos are more important to me than others. I'm still gonna laugh at them when they do it. I don't have any problem.
I mean, you do more than laugh at them. Like in that video that I saw of you talking about the gay people in the comics, you're like, when I see this, it makes me want to throw up. I mean, like...
I mean, I'd have to go back and look at the video. That sounds pretty spicy for me. If you're going to raise awareness, you've got to make people want to throw up in their mouth. You've got to give them, you know, this kind of thing.
This conversation now, you are like the most like conceited, or not conceited. You're like very protective, very like kind, very careful with your words. But then I watch like videos that you make, and it's like small boobed like women are destroying the fucking world, and it's like you're so much.
Come on.
This is what you do, right? You rile people up to get them to go online and to shit all over people, whatever. And then at the end of the day, like you come back, and you're like, oh well, I don't really care much about this stuff. Like, do you not think you have an impact on communities online, or do you just not give a fuck, or is it maybe it's just all the money for you? I guess you don't really care about any of these issues at all, or
I don't really care about the money. I have a day job. This is the entirety of my channel. This is the financial security of my employees. This is the safety that my family feels.
I don't know how to like. I don't know how to do this. I'm not sure. We should have. I don't know what to do. When somebody like squirms and weasels out of like everything they've said, I don't know like how to. I don't know how to do that. Like. This guy will make like the most strongly worded YouTube.
Yeah, this is the last debate he did before he stopped doing debates.
2 videos, and then when you try like, okay, well, what do you think about this? Like, well, I mean, I don't know about any of that. Like, I don't really care about that. I don't really care about that. I don't really care about that. Like, well, what the fuck do you care about? Like the checks you get from fucking Google AdSense? Like,
Fact checking the quartering. Wow, beautiful. Is Jeremy trying to say the new Chucky show is woke? Jeremy, The Seed of Chucky was literally a movie about Chucky and his wife having, like, a child with a gender crisis who didn't know if they wanted to identify as male or female. In the early 2000s. What the fuck? They literally played that movie on Logo, which is the gay channel. There's a Chucky show. It's coming out soon, yes. I think it's just called Chucky. Yeah. It's still in the canon of the original movies and everything. Brad Dourif is back as Chucky, and why can't I remember her name? The woman who played Tiffany is back too. At least as a cameo. I don't remember her name. Jennifer Tilly, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, this guy's, I guess, this is Magog. He's mad that there's a bisexual Robin that's going to be a thing or something.
Greetings, Magogonites, and welcome back to the Necro Nook. I've been gazing into your world and judging you. harshly. So, don't you hate it when all these modern idiots in entertainment industries like movies and music and comic books and video games take pre-existing characters that have been around for a long time and then morph them to match some sort of political narrative of the day? I hate that too, even if I'm not a fan of something.
You literally just described every long-running franchise in history and how storytelling works. Using stories to tell moral lessons? Who does that?
I still kind of hate it because it's like, create something new and original that's actually good. You know?
And then they do, and then you're mad about it?
Like, stop taking characters that already exist and changing them to fit your narrative because you have no skill and you have no imagination. And
if this Robin was like, I don't know if this is going to be a new Robin, but I'm assuming based on the way he's talking about this, they're making one of the previous Robins bisexual canonically or something, which is fine, I don't care. Which I find funny too, because Robin is already kind of like, it was kind of called gay for a lot of his existence because of the very flamboyant outfit, but we're not going to get into that. I don't know which Robin they're going to say is bi. I'm going to go with Jason Todd, though. Anyway, let's say they come up with a new Robin. His name is Alan Andrews, okay? This is the new Robin that I'm coming up with. His name is Alan Andrews, and they've already done the orphan thing. Okay, Alan Andrews, he was the son of someone who was in the Falcone crime family, and his father was locked up because of Batman in Batman Year One. And he decides to go and get revenge on Batman for locking his father up, but through him gaining the skills necessary to get revenge on Batman, he eventually does meet Batman, and Batman takes him under his wing and makes him the new Robin, and the guy learns that what his father was doing is wrong or whatever, okay? Alan Andrews, this is the new Robin, and part of this is Alan Andrews happens to be bisexual, or gay, or whatever. If that happened, they'd still be pissed off. They'd be like, why are you adding a gay character? They don't actually want people to create new shit. They don't care. They just don't like gay people, or trans people, or bi people, or whatever.
And you can't create anything for yourself.
Also, DC, call me for the exclusive rights to Alan Andrews.
You have to copy it and then change it a little bit and say, look at me. I'm so great. I'm so progressive. Look at me changing something. It seems to be an ongoing thing in a lot of fandoms these days that are getting invaded by these people fresh out of college.
Tim is the bi Robin. Tim, I'm glad you're here. I've been meaning I wanted to say, Bernard, wait, let me talk. I'm really glad you got home okay. I was relieved, and I've been doing a lot of thinking about that night, and I don't know what it meant to me, not yet, but I'd like to figure it out. I was hoping you would. Tim Drake, do you want to go on a date with me? Yeah, I think I want that. Okay. So Tim Drake is bisexual. Cool. That's it. No need to make a 10-minute video about it. Big Sweet Demon says, or at least bi-curious. It sounds like this is new for him. So he's just trying to go on a date with a dude that maybe he has a crush on for the first time. Big Sweet Demon says, this dude is so right. Beauty and the Beast was only good when it was written for young girls to get them used to the idea of arranged marriage. That actually brings me to my thoughts on arranged marriage, which I think you'll be surprised to hear.
With the new narrative. And they're going, no, these characters that you love are problematic, so we have to change them. Instead of creating something new. They have no ability to create something new. All they have the ability to do is try to teach their narrative to you. Those who cannot do.
Gay and bi people existing isn't a narrative. It's fucking reality, you weirdo.
Teach. Holy coming out, Batman. Robin is bisexual, new comic confirms. Okay, to be fair, the original Robin's outfit was a little gay. Everybody can admit that, right? It was a little... He had, like, boy shorts on. Let's face it, he was a little flamboyant for being the Dark Knight's sidekick. Like, here's Batman over here, being all brooding and dark with his black cloak.
Are you familiar with Batman of the period? Oh my god, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. The period in which Robin was introduced in Batman, he was not what he is describing. H. Baird says, bi-curious always sounded like some sort of 19th century vehicle contraption. I guess it's just me.
And he's like, I am the Knight. I am Gotham's dark protector. And next to him...
Yeah, this was Silver Age Batman, guys. Let's see what Batman was up to during the Silver Age. Early Silver Age at that. Hold on. Slow Dog says they literally added Aunt Harriet to the 60s show because an eccentric rich dude living alone with his nubile young ward had too many gay vibes. Bat Family has been wrestling with this a long time. Yeah. Like, look, Batman's a fucking genie in this issue. Like, Batman was very different back in the day, guys.
Is this kid wearing, like, red, green, and yellow, and he's all like, gee willikers, Batman, what are we gonna do?
You did miss Peter, sorry.
Tonight! And Batman's like, I can't believe I took this kid in. I mean, there was one Robin who became kind of dark and brooding, Nightwing, right? Don't even get me started. I don't know everything. Somebody can confirm.
Wait, do you mean Red Hood? What? Why is this guy talking about Batman when he clearly doesn't know fucking shit about Batman? What? What the fuck?
Confirm that down below. Nightwing was a Robin before, right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong! Why are you even talking about this?
In the latest installment of Batman Urban Legends, the DC comic book character Tim Drake, aka the Caped Crusader sidekick Robin, accepts an invitation to go on a date with a man named Bernard Dowd, thereby confirming Robin's LGBTQ status according to TMZ. And TMZ's really scraping the bottom of the barrel if they're doing...
It's TMZ!
If they're doing reporting on fictional characters. That being said, Tim Drake isn't even the original Robin.
Yeah.
It's Dick Grayson, right? And if anybody was going to be gay, it should have been Dick. Only the best lowbrow humor for you, my Mogorganized. Only the...
This guy's fucking obnoxious. I remember why I'd never cover this guy now.
Best. Robin's bisexual narrative unfolds in what one fan calls a light bulb moment as he and Bernard find themselves in a...
He is mad Robin is bi. Yes, one of the Robins.
A street-side brawl after the hero ultimately rescues Bernard, and the guy's like, thank you, Robin.
Okay, I don't want to listen to this dude.
Today is Sunday, August 15th, 2021, and today I'm going to ramble about the weather. So,
remember these old powers Superman had?
I guess. And...
Oh yeah, you can shoot little Supermans out of his hands.
The summer used to be clear skies,
and
clear
he shoots
blue
the gay out of his hands.
Skies. And what we get now is silver, hazy skies. It's kind of interesting. I mean, this has been going on for...
What's the cleanse you posted? Send me another link. I don't have it open anymore. Because we'll probably do a cleanse, and then I'm going to call it a night. We've been going for 3 hours, and I could go for some dinner. Zozo Horror Show says, this is a good skit explaining Bye Robin better than anyone I've ever seen. Bit of a cleanse.
Why do villains always need to hit me in the fucking face? Take it as a compliment. You have a very punchable face. Like, I can understand breaking my helmet. It's the first fucking thing you see on my costume. But seriously, my mask? You have to fucking work for that shit. Yeah, sorry, but I have very little sympathy for the guy who wears a domino mask under a face-covering helmet. Hey, fuck you. It's intimidating. You're right. Just thinking about the amount of condensation under that bitch is just terrifying. You motherfucker. You missed a spot. What you... Ouch, son of a bitch. Hey guys, what are you working on? I was fighting King Shark and he damaged my mask. How the fuck did he damage your mask? Aren't you wearing a face covering helmet? Oh, we took that off to be intimidating. It was intimidating! Yeah, so intimidating that he smacked you in the fucking face. Oh shit. Great, now there's fucking two of you. What the fuck do you want, Tim? Oh, yeah, it's just, I'm going on this thing tonight with a friend of mine and... Well, I think there's something I need to tell you guys. Goodbye. Goodbye. Spot right there. Oh, son of a... I'm sorry, what? I haven't told to anybody that I barely even knew that. How the fuck did you know? Tim, we're your brothers. We know you better than anybody. And on top of that, we love you. Oh. Thank you, Dick. That really means a lot to hear. Yeah, and you're also fucking terrible at hiding it. Yeah, also that. Mostly that, actually. Okay, wow. First of all, I wasn't hiding it. I was discovering myself. And second of all, no, I fucking was not. Yeah, you were. No, I wasn't. Yeah, sorry, bud. You kind of were. No, I was not. Do you really want to fucking go there, bud? Go where? Look, we might be the sons of the greatest detective in the world, self-proclaimed as he is, but we could give you evidence that even Plastic Man would be able to find. Okay, well, I'm the greatest detective here, and I would like to see you two fucking try. Sure about that? I am. It'd save you a lot of embarrassment if you just trusted us here. There was absolutely no evidence that either of you could have known until this exact second when I told you. Connor! What are you doing? Don't say we didn't warn you. Okay, take it back. Just don't... Hey, Dick, what's up? Ooh. Hey, Connor, I need to wash the Batmobile. You want to help out? Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Oh, and the Batmobile's pretty dirty. You're probably going to get soaking wet. I'd lose the shirt. Sorry, lose the what? Oh, yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Hold up. Okay, I get it. I get your point. Okay, cut it out. Told you so, Dick. You know what, Connor? I'm going to take it out tonight. Never mind. You're good. Oh, okay. Yeah, sounds good. See you later, guys. Tim. Bye. Fucking hate you both. Hey, don't hate us. We warned you. Okay. In all seriousness, what's his name? Bernard. Is he nice? Oh, absolutely. And he's just fucking hilarious, and he gets me, and he's got this beautiful blonde hair. Well, we're happy for you, buddy. Thanks, Dick. So seeing as I just saw Superboy run by with his shirt half off, am I safe in assuming that Tim finally came out? Did anybody not know? No. Why's your mask busted? It's a long story. You took your helmet off for dramatic effect again, didn't you? It's intimidating!
Alright, the Damian Wayne thing at the end is too good. That was good. Okay, someone sent this.
Man, we gotta get over to the club and get that thing.
Oh, and someone also said, Christians have always hated Robin with this article. Burt Ward, who played Robin on the OG Batman, says his penis was too big for TV. His bulge was so big that he was prescribed pills to, quote, shrink me up. Oh.
Did they put him on, like, estrogen?
Long before Robert Pattinson's famed masturbation streak ran the risk of concluding in 2021's... What? The Batman... What does that fucking mean? Hold on, there's a linked article. Famed masturbation streak. Robert Pattinson has a masturbation streak going in his movies and he knows it. Has he masturbated in a bunch of movies recently? What the fuck? According to Ward, his bulge was considered so big that ABC, the network that aired the show, considered taking action and attempting to change that. They thought that Robin had a very large bulge for television, adding that the studio sent him to a doctor who prescribed him medication that would, quote, shrink me up.
Oh my god!
I took them for 3 days and then I decided they probably could keep me from having children. I stopped doing that and I just used my cape to cover it. Yeah, that could be... Because the hormones I'm on do that. I intentionally want that. That's a side effect that I'm happy with. But, like, did they put a cis man on, like, estrogen or T blockers? Because that's super fucked up. Don't do that. I know I've made jokes about, like, forced feminization before, but genuinely, that's fucked up. No one should ever have to, like, do anything that would, like, distress them in regard to their, like, gender or sexual identity or whatever. That's so disgusting.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's go get them boys crunk. Yeah, let's get them ladies wild.
Could have been a loop diuretic. Would that make his penis smaller? Just cause, how much water weight do you hold in your penis? Wow, your dick's so big. Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of water. I drank like 3 Gatorades today. This is terrible. What the fuck? This is terrible. I'm done with it. Okay, let's see who we're gonna raid. A lot of people are on right
now. Fucking hell. I'll admit that as difficult as it is to keep holding my nose and talking about the slimy practices of the game industry while idiots continually pour scorn on me for doing so, some of the idiocy on display is really fucking funny, and it spurs me forward to keep going, to keep doing this job out of sheer fucking spite. And because protecting abusers seems to be a thing,
runs several businesses and afterwards if he's watching. Hey mate. I just want to construct like a proper sentence.
For women are going to be raped, children are going to be killed.
Well, that sounds like a fun thing to raid. All right, have a good night, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow for Tinfoil Tuesday. We have a thing getting delivered between 2 and 3 or 3 and 4.
2 and 3, I think.
2 and 3. So yeah, stream should be at like 4 or so. So come hang out and we'll do conspiracy theories. I wanted to get Peter out of the way today because I don't want to do a bunch of Peter stuff tomorrow. I want to cover other conspiracies. So, yeah, join me for that. That'll be fun. Have a good night. Any last words?
Good night.
Classic. Bye, everyone. See you later.